Thanks for the upgrade. Waiting for your broadcast to be published. Uh, you're live! Yay! Good evening, everybody. I guess I'm live. I don't know. It says I'm off stream now. I have to refresh this. I didn't have to do this before. Uh, am I? Yes. No. Live stream offline. I have no idea what's going on. I see it on the side chat here. Hey, Rory, how you doing, babe? What is going on? Hold on a minute. I love it when they upgrade stuff. They make stuff so worster and worster. Hold on, I can't see you guys on the side chat. I can see you, but I can't see you. Why does it say I'm offline? Okay, let me. Now I got to go to my home page. Oh Lord, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Hold on a minute. Used to work so just when you get used to something, they go and do this stuff. I got a crazy watermark on it now. But you can sign up for the Pro Series. Let's see if I'm here. A night in Tijuana. Great. All right, here we go. Let's see what's going on. I don't even see my picture in here. Right? Let me add my picture in. Oh, the Door of Doom. How you doing, everybody? Be right back. Let me just put this. See if I can put this picture in. What a nightmare. Let's see. Can I put a picture in? Can I? I don't know. Can I put a picture in? What can I do? I don't know. Thumbnail. There it is. God, what a nightmare. Thank you for the nice upgrade, Streamlabs. You know, I'd like to give you the big old middle finger on this. All right, let's see if that works. Let's save that. Okay. Now let's see if I can find myself live. Now, of course, it takes me to the new studio creator here. Here we go. Thank you. Right, got to have that. Can't even find the subscriptions I used to have using that thing. I guess they just don't understand people are old. All right, view on watch page. Here we go. Am I there? Are you there? Are you there? I look fuzzy. I don't know. Am I fuzzy? Hey, Johnny West. Yeah, baby, it's cold. Baby, it's cold outside. I'm an honorary Aussie today, huh? Do I look like I'm ready to join the Australian swim team? Isn't it nice? My friend Joe Kane sent this to me last June, I think, for my birthday. Kaboom! Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, how you doing, JJ? Your favorite look. How you doing, Vicky? Yes, the sultry Australian look. I've been practicing for facelifts. Can you fix me, doctor? Sure. You'll be ready for a Charlie Chan movie. Fizzy, I don't know. It should be pretty sharp. How you doing, Jessica? What's going on, honey? Evil Greaseball says it's blurry. Thank you, Karina. And good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday to you, man. I can't stand Streamlabs. Just when you get used. Now, of course, a lot of people are on Zoom. Other people are on StreamYards. I've been fingers okay. Fingers okay. I'll get to the finger of doom in a minute. Hi Kim, how are you? Use Prism. Well, Mike Jordan, I'm not sure if Prism is going to give me all the bells and chooches that I need. The interactive do 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 do. Hey JK, hey Icy. What do we got? Wendy Johnson. How are you, Wendy? LA Graham Show, Johnny Watt. Greg, how are you? Hope your weekend's been good. Yeah, it's pretty good. It finally got a day without rain uh, today, and it was kind of warm, but I think it's crystal clear out tonight, and it's going to be cold. I know Chris, my sister in the hood is telling me, finger, 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 finger. We'll get to that in a minute. Now, you guys know why I like Streamlabs. As difficult as Streamlabs is to use, and not many people use it on the YouTube streaming platform. Hey, Mark. Hey, Ilva. Not many people. Why are you hating about the weather? Everything. Everything. Not many people will use the Streamlabs, particularly the mobile, because it's so finicky. Hey, Bella Rose. Sorry about those Bills, man. The Baltimore Ravens came to town, honey. It was a very good game, though. Tell Brad I feel his pain up there in Buffalo today. Anyway, the Streamlabs stuff for you guys that ever do mobile streaming, it's the best thing to use because it's the only one I know that allows the interactive text-to-speech feature that I really like. And it doesn't really have to do with the money because for $2 or whatever, you can shoot a message in. And it was nice last night. It really worked well for Missy Jen. She was really wonderfully supported last night, and she felt great. It was probably one of the best days she's had in recent memory. She's still over there smiling right now at the. Why don't you sit down a minute if you're dickered up? You know, I think she just overdosed on YouTube over there or something. So thank you. But you know, when you use it though, they're constantly upgrading. Get it? Upgrading. Thank you, Greg. Always upgrading, and you know what that means. More stuff that gets screwed up. You know, they never even fix the old stuff before they introduce new features. Now I believe, if I look at things, guys, do I have a watermark on this thing? Not yet. But I guess the mobile puts a. I guess the mobile puts a watermark on it. I don't know. So I want to thank Joseph Kane. Thank you, Joseph, for the nice Aussie gear that you sent me last year. It is so warm and fuzzy, and I love it. And thank you very much. Yeah, I'm chipper tonight, I know. How did the Elvis cook-off last night work? By the time it was done, I was just gutted. You know, I was just too tired. I'd had too many beers. I was on prescription medicines. You know, Vico, codeine, and booze aren't a really good mix, so I just crashed out. Um, you know, I'm not going to wait 3 hours to eat, and I'm as much as to fault as Marshall is. I don't know how long they take to make dolmas. I know he spent some time on the phone with Rosetta, his oldest sister today, talking about that dolmas. I was on the video call with, hi, nice to see you. Yeah, hi. It's almost like family member, you know. Thank you, Shazad. Yes, almost like a family member. Well, it seems to be working. Okay, Shazad, welcome aboard. So glad Missy Getting had a birthday. Yeah, we had a good time last night. And we're not just, you know, sometimes I do get irritated. I have a million, you know, a lot of people will say, you know, Rosie just lets Marshall talk and drone on, and she ought to club him with a baseball bat in there and just pound him in the head like a baby harp seal. Bing. Where is it? I've been practicing. one bing. One good shot. Wham! You know, say what? Yeah, right? That's it. Anyway, it doesn't really bother me. I know it bothers some people that it doesn't bother me, but it really doesn't bother me. Like I said before, I grew up in a very rough and tumble setup where I grew up, and Joe Smith said last night was horrible for us, though. Sorry, Joe. Well, on the good side, Joe, your Ravens won today in Buffalo, so um, horrible. No experience should be horrible on YouTube, right? I mean, like I said, I give credit for getting out there, getting her done, getting in. Yeah, I had a good stance. Hold on a minute. In my day, I would come up, stand back a little bit. get that good, and I would. Oh, yeah. Great follow through. Boom. All right. Oh man, hit that ball a mile, baby. Hit that ball a mile. I don't want my boobs to pop out. How you doing, nature man? Yeah, last night was fun. See, people have different ideas. I mean, Joe Smith uh, and Vicky Victoria, it's nerve wracking for them, but other people are just, it's fun. It's banter. Hey, Katie, how you doing, sweetie? It's a lot of banter and everything. It doesn't really bother me as long as we're making. Thank you, Kim. As long as I'm ready for the to join a league of their own. Something a little different about that girl out there. Anyway, yeah, I'm a little upset about Streamlabs. Now you got to go through a whole nother level of rigmarole to go live. You can't even see yourself go live. How you doing, Oda May? Oh, just landed from your Vegas trip. I see that frown. Doesn't seem good. You're either not happy to be home or you just got your ass handed to you. I do love you anywhere, Joe Smith. Hey, Sherry. As Mark says, I want that 1960 series that is so great on the restore. Thank you, Mark. People really enjoyed seeing me go with my Vietnamese gardener to pick it up in his pickup truck and see the idiot that hooked up his electric guitar and destroyed the amplifier and everything like that. I played a lot of sports, basketball, baseball. Never did too much football, but certainly baseball and basketball. Stinky, stinky. Stanley got a noisy butt. Noisy, noisy butt. Sorry to hear that tonight, Stanley. I'm sure it'll pass in time. Get it? So, oh boy. Good evening, spirits. How are you tonight? Another weekend of work on the van comes to a close. A lot of good progress this weekend. Yesterday's weather was terrible, but the weatherproofing has all been completed on that, so I'm happy about that. Really not a lot much more that we do on the van, believe it or not. So, but now's the point where Marshall's like, I want this, I want that. It's like a kid making out his Santa Claus list. I personally loved it when you stood up against him and refused to give suggestions or inputs. I still got blamed for it. He's telling his sister, if Rosie hadn't have been involved, it would. I mean, dude, I don't know. How do I know how much to put into? I've never made the darn things before. I'm not much, and I told him last night, man, I can't believe that you cook and you don't taste things as you go along. Okay, for me, it was like there wasn't enough salt. Like I say, the putting it in that broth, that tomato broth, in my opinion, it kind of sucked out all the flavor of the meat and everything, and it ended up in the broth. So I don't know. I'm not sure, Ilva. I may adopt him. I haven't quite decided yet. Hey, Goldie Con, how you doing, sweetie? I might take out adoption papers. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think this is our IRS week too, so it should be fun. Yeah, blame for the scorched pot. Man, that was ugly. I woke up this morning and thanks for the little present in the sink today. All that crap with the burned on bottom there. Hey, you got to taste stuff. You can't. This is what Joe Kane sent me from Australia last year. Oops. This is what Joe Kane sent me from Australia last year. Isn't that cute? I'm on the Australian swim team. I laughed when you told me eat the food, try for it. Yeah, I mean, just can't believe it. I mean, it's just, I can't cook, make stews, make chilies unless I taste the seasoning. Then I know, oh, my beef stew, my Italian beef stew, I need a little more oregano in it, or I need a little more salt, or it doesn't have a zing to it and stuff like that. You really need to do that. Nature Man says, oh God, not that yeah, yeah, yeah thing again. That's the new trademark on the channel. Yeah, 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 yeah. I watched a few Assyrian dolma recipes. They use citric acid and they like their spicy, but cook in smaller batches. Okay, well, I got plenty of citric acid here. There we go, Goldie Titters. Yeah, but I can't, yeah, the all natural swim team, but I can't tell. You want to go with me, Katie? I can't tell how much to use. I've never made the recipe. I don't see a recipe in front of me. I don't know how much lemons to add. I don't know how much tomato to put in. I mean, I don't know anything. Okay, I do know that I would have used Napa cabbage, which is much longer leaves. They would have rolled up nicely, and I probably would have made about 20 of the dolmas all together and just called it good. Um, Marshall tends to do everything in kind of a big way, so, and I'm not faulting that because I'm sure he'll eat every one of them. But I said tonight, Missy Jen and I are having Kentucky Fried Chicken. Of course, we invited him in to have some Kentucky Fried Chicken. I said, "Oh, you're gonna have dolmas tonight?" He said, "Oh yeah, dolmas." Yeah, there was a rock in the garbage disposal. I don't know. It wasn't an avocado pit. It was truly a rock. How you doing, Lavender? Nice to see you. How you doing, sweetie? My potato girl. It was a rock about that big. Okay, and I think that set off the whole chain of events with the terrible finger infection with some totally new strain of mutant bacteria that just got into that little teeny tiny little splinter hole and just wreaked havoc on me from Monday night onward. Hey, Ben Amroyd, original, of course, of course. So, I mean, how in the heck do you get a rock in a garbage disposal? I don't know. Spent 4 hours under that thing. And I tell you guys again, the goo, it almost, and I hope your dinner is settled in your stomachs. Okay, I'm going to tell you, if you have a weak stomach or you're subject to a strong gag reflex, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to mute your sound. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When I took that garbage disposal down and I disconnected and dropped, it's about 20 pounds dropping it down. And all that goo just came out like the garbage disposal was just vomiting down my hand with stuff that had been there and down there for like 2 weeks. And it smelled like a garbage bin outside of a Chinese restaurant that had been baking in the sun in August for about a month. Okay, and I knew if I had a microscope and was looking at all the little weird creatures in there, I would see some of the, yeah. Rosie got a new bacteria there. It almost took the finger off. Yeah, it's better tonight. There's just a slight bit of discoloration on it, but it's so much better than it was. But man, you talk about painful. Yeah. Sometimes a rock will come. I don't know. But I couldn't believe it. I'm like, hey Jen, look at this rock that's it's in the sink. I had no idea. Yeah, Bangkok in summer, Manila in summer on the waterfront, right next to the hooches where people live, and you can hear them taking a dump. You got all the floaters. Evil Greaseball, was that the only car accident that's ever happened right in front of the rancho? I have recorded on my channel, at least on my channel, that I've recorded, and I've recorded 1/4 of the accidents that have occurred here because yeah, I'm lazy. I got videos on the channel of a car upside down, a Ford Taurus on its roof. There have been no less than 10 accidents, one of which resulted in a woman in a BMW taking out the front corner bedroom corner of the house in February of 2000 and it's February 2014. Surprise! We've had 4 accidents in the last 5 weeks, I would say, out here. Thank you. Yeah, car hit the house, took out the corner. You can see the video on there. Some drunk woman, I think it's called Some Drunk Woman, ran into my house. She was driving a BMW, Daddy's BMW, and when the paramedics were up to pull her away, she was so stone drunk. And the paramedics asked, what are you doing? Why are you drinking and driving? She said, oh, my horse died. And I'm like, I overheard it. I went running over. What the fuck? Your horse died? Right, look at my house, you dick. Yeah, I'm feeling chipper. I'm feeling, oh, I don't know, Lavender. I don't want to get everybody saying The Rock is sabotage. I'm a mother figure. Who's going to sabotage me, right? Some kind of mother, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, you can hear the cars. People listening to the live streams, they hear the cars roaring up and down the street all day long. We have extreme density here in the neighborhood there. We are surrounded by apartment complexes here. We are one of the last little chunks of green space here, the Rancho, and the developers are always drooling, to want to take this place and bulldoze it and make another big apartment complex on here. Would you ever consider selling a quarter of an acre? I've talked to Missy Jen about that before, but Missy Jen enjoys that buffer zone of green and peacefulness behind the front lot here. She likes to walk back there with Georgie, and it's quiet back there. And I want to keep that buffer of sort of privacy for her. So, yeah, lavender is a riot. Lavender is a hoot. So, how you doing, Amy? What's going on, honey? How you doing? So I don't think that I would sell that back there at this point. At this point in time, Marshall's like, oh, this would be a great Class B RV park. Class B's only, only camper vans in here with a fire pit and a hot tub and a little grass thatched hutch with tiki torches to light on the weekend and a bartender. Hey, Isaac Washington. Hey, you're a bartender up there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're keeping it. We're keeping it funny. When I originally, if you saw the video, what the rancho looked like when I first moved here, you saw at the beginning of it pictures of the exterior of the property. My tree of shame out front, dead tree, looked like something out of a Hitchcock movie. And in the back, you saw two metal sheds side by side. I originally thought that was the limit of the property because there was a fence along there. There was a lock on the fence, and there were the two sheds there. And I asked the realtor, and I said to him, "Is this property included?" And he said, "I don't really know. Everybody I've ever brought to look at the property refused to get out of the car when they pulled up to see it. So I don't know whether it is or not. You're the first person I've ever been able to show the property to that actually walked around." Hey, Jen, that actually walked around the property. And I said, well, what's behind here? He's like, obviously it's another lot. And I'm like, does it belong to this property? I mean, it's weird. It's got a gate here. It's got a lock on it. And he said, I don't know. I said, well, look, man, you're the agent. Figure it out. Figure shit out. That's your job. So he comes back later and he says, yeah, I think that's part of the property. I said, you think? I want to see something in writing. And finally he came back with something that said that was a quarter acre behind a quarter acre there in writing. So I deemed that made it a pretty good deal. So that was an extra bonus I never expected to get. Hey, Friction, how are you? Hey, Lolly. Good night, Jen. That's something bonus that I didn't expect to get back there. So we never really developed it. There was two Studebakers back there. There were about 50 cylinder heads, there were a couple engine blocks. There was all kinds of stuff I had to pull out, but overgrown with blackberries, and it looked like, it looked like a battle zone of thorns and stuff back there. You'd have to steal power from the apartment behind all the camper knows because they want plugs, Katie. Yes, they want plugs. Those fridges, those beer fridges, wine coolers. That would be kind of cool to have a little RV park. My neighbors would love it. My neighbors wouldn't even notice. Good night, Jen. Love you. My neighbors wouldn't even notice back there. It's like they get enough. We'd listen to, Marshall's complaining about the kids. Thank you, Ilva. It's an amazing piece of property. Yeah, so I managed to do a little work to make it a little better around here. So I'm kind of happy. Opened it up a little in the back, put a lot more glass there so you could see the outside. Despite Marshall doesn't like the green color, I find it very soothing and it draws one to the outside environment. When you come inside, you kind of pass down the hallway and then you see the big expanse outdoor. And then you walk out on then you walk out on a nice big deck there, which is, I don't know, 30 feet by, it's a huge 600 square foot 600 square foot deck back there. So it's fun. So, not to push Missy Jen out the door, but one of the things that Missy Jen she's like, no more projects here. She moved here in April, and in June I was gutting the bathroom to make maybe you saw the video of the conversion of the bathroom from a bathtub to a below grade barrier-free shower in there. And that took about 2.5 months to do that. And Jen's like, please, no more projects on Rancho. But if Jen ever does toddle on back to Germany, I'll probably do a major expansion down one side and add a huge master bedroom and suite in there, and sort of close into more of a courtyard look there. Like Marshall should be judging anybody's. Oh, Lynn, you're too money. I love my ladies on here, huh? Hey, Whiskey OG, butyl tape always comes in handy. There you go, Whiskey. The sexy Whiskey OG on board. Did you get some sunshine today, Whiskey? I hope you did. Joe Smith's like, I've seen and heard enough of him. Well, wait, I'm not sure if the door's squeaky tonight or not. We've had some humidity, so it kind of took a little bit of the squeak. Yeah, my British accent. What's wrong with my guy that I've on Streamlabs? I've been using the voice of Brian. You can select all these voices: Amy, Brian, all these different voices. What's wrong with Brian? He's a right good British bloke, right? He's a good mate. He comes on, and I've used him since I started doing Streamlabs Mobile in October of 2018, right? And the first thing Marshall says is, "Can I use my own voice?" Well, why would you need it? You could read it out in your own voice on on the screen. Well, can I record something? How do you know what they're going to say? Well, I don't know. I just tell them to say certain things. You like my facelift? Yeah, what's wrong with the yeah, love Brian. Yeah, people like that. And you can hear him good. I don't have particularly great hearing, so I can hear his voice. I can hear his voice very well when he's on. Yeah, Susie, I'm a quick study, but darn, you get older and you don't adapt to change. Like I logged in, I made the mistake. They've been trying to make me update the software on Streamlabs for a while, and every time I logged in, I would say no, I don't want to do it. Well, today my hand slipped and I pushed yes, and that started all my problem. A whole new set of crap came up. I went live outside. I had a black screen. I have no idea what's going on there on that. I cracked myself up. I'm straight, but willing to help with your build. I really like your channel. Mark, that's cool. Straight, gay, lesbian, twisted, LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ. They're all welcome on the channel here. I don't even know what the hell I am. Yeah, I hate updates. I can't stand it. I go live outside. I'm like a totally black screen. Oh, you got to enable camera. You got to do this. You got to do that. It's crazy. I don't like that. Yeah, and if you're a content creator, let people know. Thank you, Yilva. If you're a content creator, let people know on here that you're doing content. Okay, so that people can sub. Yep, I don't know you guys are doing content unless you tell me. There's only so many hours in a day, but if I'm sub to you, I do follow. I do watch your videos. And then there's Amy. I saw some of her Vlogmas and all that. I don't always comment, but I'm always watching. I love pistachios. I love pistachios. Want to see more comedy? Well, when Marshall and I travel, it's always a shitstorm of comedy. I can guarantee you that. You're just a little twisted like the rest of it. I don't even know what I am. But I'm pretty happy. Right? I'm pretty happy. I'm not somebody that's got to go off moping every 3 months and find myself and regroup. What's sexual preference got to do with help? Yeah. Oh, it was a toilet seat. Oh, okay. I thought it was. I thought it was the squeaky door of doom. Yes, you do. One of Whiskey OG says Rosie knows I do content, baby. One of Whiskey OG's greatest streams was the night that he came on and just ranted about content, and he just let loose. And you know what? If you want to find out what YouTube's about, check out Whiskey OG and watch that video where he's talking about content. It was about 2 weeks ago. And this guy just went totally off the rails. He's like, I don't want the BS. I want, if you put, give me content. Give me content. Give me something I can watch. Put fingernail polish on your skateboard. Do something, you know. Put a bowl on your head and cut your hair or do something. Professional pincushion. Man, that's exciting. I love my pincushions. Oh man, there's nothing in the world nicer than a soft pincushion, but that's neither here nor there. He's got a week of dolmas to eat. Meanwhile, I feasted on Kentucky Fried Chicken tonight with the sides, the mashed potatoes, the green beans, the biscuits, the coleslaw, and man, it was good. So finally, I broke down this job. We got to let Marshall eat. He came and I said, "Look, you're limited to 3 pieces of chicken." He's like, "Wait till I tell Mr. X you limited my chicken." Man, I'm not, you know. Are you up for a canny award, a canny or a tranny award? What kind of thing? Yeah, if you have a poltergeist, I don't have kind. That's fine, Katie. You're a sweet girl. That's what I'm doing. Show people about couponing. You might hit it big on yeah, the squeaky door. Hey, Charlotte, I'd like new friends, especially from here. All too sweet, and also let me know if you have a channel. Yeah, I mean, check out Amy. I mean, she's got one of the greatest smiles you're ever going to see on your life on there. Hey, Hop Frog, how you doing? What's up, Hop Frog? Nice to see you. There's there's a channel you should be subbed up to. Lakeshore Drive, wasn't that nice, Sherry? The Lakeshore Drive viddy. I'm looking forward to getting back to doing those cinematic videos. But, you know, I'm not one of those persons, unfortunately, that can multitask across 10 different things at once. I have to have total focus. Crystal Mounts. Let me lower this a little bit. Crystal. Hi, honey. My Tennessee ravishing dumpling down there. How you doing, Crystal? Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. You're looking good too, honey. I'm a little confused. I'm a little out of the loop on a lot of stuff there, but you sure look like a fine biscuit, honey. I hope that you're doing well and having a great Christmas time down there in the great state of Tennessee. See, I remember because I remember you said if I'm in the area, stop by and you know. Oh well, behave yourself, Rosie. Is it springtime yet? Did you see the one that they were burning the pictures in my bathtub when you showed on you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you see? Yeah, 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 Amy. What you got to do is you got to play a little Mrs. Miller with that "Strangers in the Night" or "Downtown." Look up Mrs. Miller. It's the greatest music to burn stuff by. Throw gasoline on it and light it on fire. And we've done a lot of things that we've lit up here that really made me mad. So just wish Little Rascals want to part. Oh yeah, series trip to the Boston, John. It's so funny. Yeah, hey Cheryl, how you doing? Check out some of the playlist stuff for early stuff. My first time driving the RV, the GMC RV, the Rolling Rancho, and uh, I'm going down. I'm dragging the black tank pipe out the back of the thing, and I get out. It's so windy. I got my little sundress on, and my dress is all blowing up in the back with my G-string hanging out on the highway there, trying to push the black tank hose back into the back into the thing. I hated that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Check it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know the horns are peeking out from under that halo. Now, Lavender, it's amazing how many years you've been married. Remind me again, Lavender, how many years you've been married. I think that's pretty commendable. How's the dastardly digit? Molly, it's doing a lot better, honey. It's got a little puffiness on it, but compared to, it was almost doubled in size before, so it's doing better. Blanket on the ground. Yeah, the Jerry Garcia series as well. He's like, hey, I said, does the generator work? Yeah, man, all you need is a spoon. Just touch it here and here. And there you go. Oh, I'm sorry, Hop Frog said Mrs. Hop Frog wasn't up to eating on Thanksgiving, so we did tonight. Just finished dinner. I'm gonna cook some butterball, turkey breast, homemade mashed potatoes, etc. You know, Hop Frog, I think you're an amazing person. I think you're an incredible human being. Okay, I know what's going on in your life and stuff, man. And the fact that you can laugh and be joyful speaks volumes of the person that you are, man. Keep on keeping on and hold your head high, you know. Yeah, the dreaded RV black snake. Yeah, the finger's doing better. I can't shoot a Glock with that finger, bully. And if I shoot left-handed, I can't be responsible for where it goes. How you doing, bully? Happy holidays to you. I'm gonna go grab something to drink. I don't feel like a beer. I do feel like a soda tonight. I'll be right back. And the blanket on the ground. I took the blanket from the bedroom. And spread the blanket on the ground. I took the blanket from the bedroom. Oh, oh man. I think Marshall's pouting outside because of the three-piece chicken limit. he came in and spied that bucket of chicken. He's like, get the hand away from there. Let's set the ground rules here, okay? On this bucket of chicken, I'm not going to have you plow through this thing. Hey Pam, how are you? I slapped down on that hand. I said, "Look, it's going to be a 3-piece chicken limit tonight." He's like, I'm going to tell Mr. X that you." Hey, Marion, can you believe it? She's so cheap. She put me on the 3-piece chicken limit tonight. She lives in a $500,000 property. Yeah, but I know, Marshall, but it's in a ghetto. Yeah, 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 but I know, but 3 pieces of chicken? Really? Let's give him a shake. There we go. Oh, shoot. Hey, Mouse Toes. Yeah, there it is. That's it. Rory said, in my house, you put your name on it or it's gone. There you go, honey. How you doing, Rory? Happy holidays to you, baby doll. Uh, yeah, 3-piece chicken limit and no upgraded potato. Yeah. Marion, can you believe it? Yeah, we're at the steakhouse and I got this nice cowboy steak and I can't even get the upgraded potato. Can you believe it? Yeah, 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 she's cheap, I told you. That's enough. That's enough chicken. It was Kentucky Fried. When do we expect to see the end result of Lisa Marie? Probably the first week of January, I would say. And if I could roll out of town and get south, that would be great. I've saved all the video going along. It's hard to believe we started with removing the generator and then building a fake generator door and gutting out the. It's been a long process. It has been a long, long process, but I can't say it has. It's been painful. I'm too old to do this work. I ordered the biggest steak on the menu, though. Yeah. I said, you always come into a place, it's like, if somebody else is going to pick up the tab, then it's like, oh, I'll look at this side of the menu. And if you're buying, it's like, Rosie, don't forget to tell people in the morning chooch that I bought your donut at Dunkin' Donuts today. Okay, Marshall, with your coupon. Oh man. Anyway. Oh, I thought that was the door of doom. It's Missy Jen. Well, he's correct today. He has done a lot of work that doesn't make the camera time and doesn't make the live streams and stuff. And as he said, doing electrical work, doing plumbing work, doing carpentry work, when you're paying $50 a sheet for 4x8 material, you have to make sure, knock on wood, we haven't had one bad cut or one miss yet on material. And I've planned things out because there's not a lot of money for this build. And I don't want somebody, and I don't think he wants to run a saw. When the cuts have to be clean, they have to be cut to the right side of the line and all that kind of thing. So, love those coupons. Yeah. So it's been okay, but like electrical system, people are dying in RVs these days. They're slapping in solar power panels. They got no idea of the regulation. They have no idea the power it can produce. They cross up a few wires, and the next thing you know, they didn't have proper fuse protection, and you have a wire behind the wall glowing orange and white, and then suddenly the wall just bursts into flames and things. It's my Missy's birthday today. Where is my Missy girl? Where is she? Oh, you hope she's getting the cooter stab. Now you're really giving me the. Now you're really Now you're really kickstarting me here, Lavender. Always read your receipts. There might be a coupon for free fruit. There you go. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, I mean, I put the sawzall in his hand out front that when he was wanted to get the uh, tree cut, and he almost cut the power cord. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Let me do that. But he's very willing, and he has been working hard on the band. I absolutely wouldn't do any I wouldn't do any compounding and waxing. I hate that stuff. That's to me that's bull work. That's what day laborers do on restoration sites. Okay, they're the guys you pay $100 a day. They come in, they work, and they get their $100 and they leave for the day. Maybe they show up the next day, maybe they don't. Well, it does not take a rocket scientist screw in screws where instructed. I agree, but I'm not here. I'm not here to do an instructional school on stuff, but he has learned a lot about the build, and I think he's learned a lot about what it takes to do a structurally sound, uh, setup. Remember, you remember the Godfather, Drury? Yeah. His idea was, Marshall, you just go to the rancho, you pull up, you dump all your stuff, you gut out the van, you get a Home Depot bucket and a toilet seat, and you take off for Quartzsite and you hit the road. You are the show. You are the reason people watch. You are the show. Thank you, spirits. It's okay. I do better, of course I could. But let's face it, it's a 30-year-old motor coach, okay? Um, and it'll be the best I can do, on that. I wouldn't do any less for anybody. And it would, it'd look nice in a vintage RV parade somewhere in Elkhart, Indiana, or something. Do 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 do. Ladies and gentlemen, the most famous RV in the world. Thank you, Sean. Lisa Marie. What the hell's Lisa Marie? Is that Elvis? Is that Elvis? It says Elvis on the back of it. I knew Elvis didn't die. Uh, That's right. You are the show. We are the stars. Yeah. So it's getting better. The color, you know, it was just the pain is pretty much subsided every day. I mean, I'm winning the battle of antibiotics and sulfa drugs on there. I'm lucky. If I'd waited another day, this would have been down to the hand here and probably in the bloodstream, and I might have been on an IV drip of like a last resort antibiotic, right? If you fail on that, peak without the King accent. Okay, gotta go. Okay, take care. Take care, Joe Smith. Love you, honey. Take care. And I heard a rumor that Amanda May was back in lockup. So I don't know. Somebody came on and said that a lot of you don't know Amanda May, but you can throw Walmart bags to the crowd at the freight. Here's a present from the king, like dealing cards. Oh, thank you, Hot Frog. Thank you. You just keep those parodies coming. It's good stuff on there. Really enjoyable. Um, Give me a couple minutes, guys. I want to just get Missy Jen check in with her for a minute before she goes to bed. Talk amongst yourselves. In the blanket on the ground. I took the blanket from the bedroom. Do, 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 do. bring all that material in too. You never know if the rain's coming. Yeah, it was me. I had to go also to make sure that all the stuff's packed up outside too, so. It's my hope, because he has put a lot of blood and sweat into the rig too, that you put so much time and effort, you get it deconstructed to such a point that there's so much intensity, so much labor involved in the build that you really do take an interest in keeping it nicer. I think we'll be picking up the Christmas tree this week, Richard. I think we'll be grabbing that this week. We'll be heading out and I'll do a video on that. Dalton is really crap food, huh? Well, I can't really say that. I've had some nice dolmas up in Michigan, up there. And I grew to have an appreciation for Middle Eastern food. And it's a cultural thing. There's people that wouldn't have eaten the stuff that I ate in China, right? So, my Rashid Mack. Oh no, Rashid Mack. Just give me a link to your channel, or just send me a Gmail. I gotta have my Rashid Mack on here. I gotta have that. Thank you. You like the fireplace is nice. It does put out a little bit of heat, but it's an electric job. How you doing in Amy's Adventures? Amy's Ventures. What's going on, honey? Hey, how you doing, Jeff? A finger infection is a very common thing. They don't look good to me. Good luck with the anyway. It's working okay, Jeff. This was all dark blue yesterday morning, so. Like a salad shooter. No, I was. But I blame it on taking an antibiotic. I went to bed hungry last night. I didn't have that much to eat, and I burned a lot of energy working on the van and doing all that work yesterday and running around. And I was really ready for a good eat last night, but it is what it is. And I went and popped that antibiotic today, and you shouldn't really take it on an empty stomach. So I did. But I hope you're well. Give the family a big hug. Poor Jen had the camera in her face trying to eat the donut. Cut down your own tree. You can go to Apple Hill if you want. It's above Auburn. Yeah, Sean, that's a pretty good haul from here. It would take me about an hour and a half to get up. About an hour and a half to get up to Auburn. And I'm thinking we might be able to get away from Reno. It was hard as a rock before, Olivia. But it's finally starting to soften up and being able to move now. And I don't have the pain level that I used to have on there. Yeah, poor Jen's used to the camera being wielded in her face all the time for years and years. I lanced my own. I took a steak knife at about 4 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and I just closed my eyes and just jammed it in and just lanced it myself. I cut it this way, chew it that. Let me get a refill on my drink. And the blanket on the ground. I took the blanket from the bedroom. The 3-piece chicken limit. Oh boy, we usually do invite him to have dinner's the only Sunday dinner's the only thing that generally we make as family activity during the week. So he usually has an invitation to dine with us on. I feel good. I feel sprightly. I feel good today. Yeah, I'm just like you, Jeff. Just like you. I just had to take steak knife and just hold it down there and just jab it, and open it up. Yeah, thank you, Olivia. It's almost it's almost on a par when Amanda May took the pair of pliers to pull a tooth out of his own mouth and cracked another tooth above it in the process. Good night, Sherry. I mean, that's how bad the pain can get. That you're willing to do anything, man, to just get out of the pain zone on there. So maybe we'll be hey Aussie, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Look at this, Aussie. I got me Australian swim team. Hmm? There you go. What's up? Nice to see Aussie, back from deep in the bush and still on the run from the law, the authorities down somewhere deep in the bush. I made lasagna salad and garlic knots. Now, it sounds nice. Dr. Rosie, medicine woman. That would have been a viral video, 4 a.m. Just do it. Oh, I feel dehydrated, but the weather was nice today. The weather was nice today. The weather was decent. Nice to see you, Aussie. So let's see. I covered that. Streamlabs, I hate you. The weather blues. We will be back in the rain again with a finger blues, and I've covered the van bill thing coming up too. Used to wind string around, put in a warm bottle, and let suck. Yeah, I don't know. Hold what is that? Is that pussy or pussy finger? Put in that squeaky doom, door of doom and despair. The door. You guys have such great hearing on there. The door. Oh, shoot. The most famous door sound. You like the 60s stereo, the bomb. Did you see it in action, Mark? I have multiple Christmas videos of Andy Williams on there. And yeah, it's really nice. It's a nice sounding unit. Did you watch Miss Universe? I did not. I didn't watch Miss. Yeah, there we go. There we go, Lavender. Um, I don't watch a lot of TV. And when I was growing up, I don't know, my mother seemed to have a fascination with the Miss America thing that they used to run out of Atlantic City. I didn't get a whole heck of a lot out of it. The Miss Universe seemed kind of dopey to me to have a Miss Universe on there. How you doing, Carlos? Waiting for the dog. Frankie, do you really know the sound of the dog bowl being kicked around the kitchen floor? Let me see if I can reproduce it. Hold on a minute. These guys got such great hearing on here. Oh man, put a sack of I love that, man. Put a sack of flour over the door, man. Hey, come on in. He's out there putting all the stuff away from compounding. That's an ugly job. I wouldn't want to do that. I refuse to do that kind of work. I don't like that. To me, that's mind-numbing stuff to be waxing and compounding and all that. That's, like I said, that's unskilled labor. That kind of job to do that kind of work. But it's okay. Things are going along. Kick the lemons 4 times before you. Kicked the lemon 4 times before I picked it up. That's cool, Catherine. We'll scooter or bowl around like a hockey puck. Hey, Mad Bro, how are you? I had to go off with the flower gag. So, yeah, I don't want anybody to think he's not working hard though. On the van, he's there's a lot of distractions during the day. I'm not ordering any of the material. He has to be responsible for ordering all the material. Yeah, waxing. I can't stand that stuff. I hate doing that. So I'll stick to doing the really essential uh, kind of work. So I think Marshall's done cleaning up some of the stuff out there. You done, Marshall?
Yeah.
Better not. I'm just checking to make sure he didn't sneak a chicken out of this. Sneak some chicken out of or the domas. I don't know. I didn't eat one. We worked in a restaurant one time. The guy was a dick, and one day me and a coworker said, "Let's get this guy." Walked out, sprayed him with the water nozzle, and the other chick nailed him with flour. Good for you. Reconditioning paint requires something on the end of an electric cord. I'll tell you, Jeff, he's done a pretty good job. I mean, this enamel, this baked enamel of Ford is amazing. Thought you were gonna head to Donner Pass. Maybe we'll go up this week. I just don't know. Let me check the weather real quick here and see what the status is on. If we can get a little break in the action here. Let's see. Let me see. Let's see. Truckee weather. It's 31 degrees and foggy. 10 days. Thursdays rain and snow. Friday showers. 44 to 35. Doesn't sound too bad. Saturday is going to be very cold. Up there, 37, 34, and 21 degrees. 16 degrees at night. So. I think we'll probably wait till the following week. It looks like a cleaner week to go up there, so we will have to see on that what's going to happen on that. Let me just check something. I got a message here. So I need a clear. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man. That's terrible. I can't share that, but a very good friend of mine, her dad died last night at 11 p.m. He'd been in the ICU the past 4 days. Dad was a Marine and battled cancer from Agent Orange since I was 16. Wow, that's terrible. Oh, man. Something about December's, I'll tell you. See. All right, that's terrible. Yeah, Lake Tahoe is beautiful. Ginger, how you doing? My dad put mouse traps in the cookie jar if he had Malomars. There you go. I use a, I bought a Garmin, but I haven't used it yet, Catherine, because I was on the roads of California this summer and I didn't really feel the need to have the GPS on. Marshall uses the Garmin too. One of the problems I had was that when I tried to run the GPS of Google at the same time I was doing Hangouts on the road, there wasn't enough processing power to do those two things. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's right, Jeff. We need we can't for injuries. Yeah, rest in peace. So I just conveyed to her. Uh, Very good friend of mine. I'm not sure about the newbie. I think Marshall knows more about the Garmins than I do. You're not in that chicken, are you? You're not grabbing that chicken, are you? Did you call Marion and complain I limited you to 3 pieces of chicken? He gave the Rancho report. I counted that chicken in there. I know he's eating that chicken. Who gave the Rancho report? Mr. X. The Rancho report. Three pieces of chicken. Can you believe it? She lives in a $500,000 house and she's limiting me to 3 pieces of chicken.
I got a story I'll tell you.
All right, okay, all right. Damn. Oh, let me get a little something for medicinal purposes tonight. I'm just having a little bourbon tonight. Did you put your jacket in too?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen Tara pop in a while.
Tara was in last night.
Was she?
Popped in. Yeah, she was in this morning too. Tara was in. I counted those chickens out there. Yeah, she's a wonderful friend of mine. I'm really devastated to hear that news. She didn't tell me about it.
Oh man.
Yeah, plugging. Are you tired?
No, I'm just trying to. Let's see. It just knocked me off these networks here. I just need to log into.
Well, I haven't turned off. I restarted the router tonight.
Yeah, it just knocked me off some of them here. I need to get on.
You need to get on the Roseland Extended, right?
Yeah, that's the one that I need to get on.
Roseland Distillery Extended.
Yeah, it knocked me. It's only on 2.4 gigahertz, right?
That's the only one I use is the 2.4 band. I never use the 5 gigahertz band.
Why? That's faster, right?
I don't think it's faster. It's never.
Can you get me on these two here? If you could get me on there, because it knocked me off of both of them, and then I couldn't use it after. I had to use my data.
Why didn't you come in and tell me before?
Well, I don't want to hassle you.
It's
so
all right.
I need to
Make
log
sure
on
it
because I think that router is probably.
Now you want to be on the extended, right?
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
one? Because you're on your. Oh, you gone on the extended one?
I want to knock me off of both of the extended. I need to get on both extended ones, both of them, because it won't work. The regular one won't work out there. Won't work as good. So, like when you restarted it, it knocked me off, and then I gotta.
I knocked you off?
No, the router. The router knocked me off. But this thing has to be restarted on a regular basis because
my fingers so I can't.
Yeah.
My finger doesn't even work right.
I guess when you restart it, it makes you want to put the password in again or something.
It shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Says it's connecting. Okay, you're connected now on the Roseland Network 2.4
On both of the
gigahertz.
EXTs?
The Roseland Rancho Network. Yep.
Okay.
You can get on any one of them now.
Okay,
Yeah.
because before it knocked me off both of the EXTs, I couldn't get on.
Okay, we'll plug it in if you need
I
to
need
charge
this- I need to upload some.
it. Take care, Catherine. I know I'm not supposed to drink with antibiotics. I just figure one little I'm on sulfa and antibiotics here.
It's
So
supposed to decrease the effect, right?
yeah, but
Yeah.
it might help me sleep a little better. I've been I slept so bad I tore a hole in the bottom sheet. I woke up today, Missy's like, "What the fuck happened to the sheet?" You know, I tore a hole. No, I didn't kick off the Wi-Fi, but I keep forgetting I have this Chromebook that was given to me, and I've been seeing if I could set them up to use that, but I keep forgetting about it out there. But the Chromebook is also Wi-Fi, so it's not. You know, I took a lot of time to hardwire all the buildings here. I have an enormous hub here with 13 ports that takes the internet all over, hardwired to the workshop. 2 stations at the den area, a station here, a station in both of the bedrooms, out in the shine shack. So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff going around here. So it's very rare when somebody's going to use Wi-Fi around here because frankly, it's probably not the best because it's buried over here. You can see the router right here. And it's kind of buried in the wall of sound, so you can see the Lisa Marie's out back there. So trying to get that Wi-Fi signal through the back there, it's probably a little difficult to do that. Yeah, careful with softened blood platelets. Yeah, I'm only on a very limited, but that's to protect me from the MRSA, and I'm only on like 6 or 7 days. I'll probably cut out the sulfa. Oh, I thought that you were in a chicken bucket.
No, I'm trying to upload these videos, sir. Get them uploaded.
Why don't you sit over here?
So I got my baseball bat here, huh?
Yeah, you left it in here. Should you grab your chair? There we go.
Let's see.
You tired from doing that compounding?
Yeah,
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that work, man. That would drive me nutty.
Unskilled labor, like you said.
Yeah, unskilled labor.
Yeah.
You know, it's not my thing on there, but it looks like it's coming good, but it looks like it looks like it's wet though. You know what I mean?
No, what happened was, I don't know, I was talking to Mr. X. I said, there's like a dew. I don't know. It's from the marine layer or fog or whatever. What happened was it just came out of nowhere. And all over the van, it's like a dew. There's moisture in the air.
It might be condensation from just the cold air hitting the warm side of the van because it's crystal clear out tonight. The moon is out and everything.
Something, yeah.
Oh, it's lagging. Are we lagging here? We should.
You probably got a lot of boxes open, right?
Well, you know me, Marshall. There's always a zillion boxes open. So, okay, that's closed. I think that's better now on there. So, let me see. So I was looking at the weather. Probably not this week, but next week is better for Reno.
For Reno?
Yeah, if we're gonna make a run up to Reno.
What day would that be on?
Like probably leave on a Tuesday and come back Thursday afternoon.
You're talking about what day would that fall on?
I don't know, whatever that week is. So
let me see.
better consult your social calendar.
Tuesday? You mean not this week? Next week?
Next week, yeah.
Oh, next week. Okay.
Not this week. I can't brush off your birthday on tomorrow. Day is tomorrow? It's today? What is today? The 8th? No, it's on.
So let me ask you this: if you go to
Your
Reno,
birthday's Tuesday.
yeah, my birthday's Tuesday. If you go to Reno next week, you're not gonna even be able to set up the rancho for Christmas. When are you gonna
Why?
set it up? When are you gonna, I mean, if you go there, it's gonna be a 2-3 day thing, right? Or how long do you stay in Reno?
2 nights. 2 nights up
Oh,
there.
2 nights.
So
So what is it? I'm just trying to understand it. What is it that you?
oh my God!
What's
Here
the
it is.
attraction to Reno? Well, I'm just curious. Like, I've seen you walk around
A
and talk to
change
homeless
on
people.
venue. A change on venue.
I've seen you
You
go
know,
to Reno and walk on the
you're
streets.
telling
And,
people you've been held prisoner here since October.
no, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I've seen you go to
You
Reno.
haven't seen anything.
I've seen you. I've seen you go to Reno, go to some abandoned places, and talk to homeless people. Besides that, the best thing
Good
that
night, Molly.
the best thing that I've seen you do it was it in Reno or somewhere else? You went to a fancy buffet. Was that in Reno or Lake Tahoe?
Yeah, that was the El Dorado.
Was that in Reno?
Oh, that was in Lake Tahoe. That
Lake
was
Tahoe.
in Harvey's.
Okay, yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Like my friend in Chicago says, Rosie doesn't gamble. She doesn't really gamble that much. She doesn't go to shows. Because my friends from Chicago is like, Rosie goes to Vegas. She doesn't go to shows. She doesn't gamble. Most people who go to Vegas, they go to party, they go to shows or gamble. So yeah, I'm just curious too. What's the attraction to Reno? What do you? I mean, like I could see Vegas. You have the lights, and you have that kind of stuff. I mean, even though you want to
Yeah,
see
it's
it
like
in
Cheryl
but-
said, you get away from the van project for a couple days, you know?
No, I know.
We've been going at this thing hammer and tongs since
No, I
late
understand
October.
that. I'm just saying,
you know?
but there's a million places you can go in the world. Or this is a huge country. What's the attraction to Reno? What is it that brings Rosie O'Kelly to Reno?
Oh,
what
my
is the
God.
what is the interest? What is it? I mean, it can't be homeless people walking the streets.
There's
in
your
abandoned
next
buildings.
episode, Hop Frog, going to Reno. You know?
I know there's a couple of people that you want to meet on the way.
I don't know what the attraction is to Reno. I don't.
No, I don't know. What is your attraction to go to Reno? What is it? It can't be just to talk to homeless people and see abandoned buildings. We can do that anywhere.
It's just a change of sights. Get to look at a little snow in the mountains up there. Some of the beauty of the Sierras when
Let me
it's
see what
not
the weather's going to be like. You want to? It's like cold, right? Let me see.
17 degrees.
Let me see what it is. People usually go. People as an RV or nomad, we usually migrate to warmer
Here
weather
comes the beat down.
instead of go to colder weather. Like, yeah, usually that's what it is. But let me see. Let me see what the weather is like in Reno. Let's
Hey,
see.
how you doing, Coach?
Okay, let's see. Reno. The weather's colder there. It's 28 in the nighttime.
Yeah, how about the week
22 in
after
the day,
next?
43, 45 in the daytime.
How about
it's cold.
nighttime?
20s. 28, 26.
Okay, well, I was there
23.
last year. It was 17 degrees. So
Yeah, 28. So, in other words, okay, so like, I get your change of venue. We go to Reno. We're in Reno right now. What are we going to do?
We're out chooching, man. We're taking in the
In
streets.
22
the
degree
life.
weather?
Yeah, I
In
was
22
out in
degrees?
17 degrees. Look at my chooches from last year. Right, ducking into bars,
That doesn't make
hitting the
sense.
heat lamps.
I'm
I
just
had a
saying,
great
in my
time.
opinion, that doesn't
How
make
you doing,
sense
Crafts?
as a nomad, or as just a traveler in general. Why would somebody? I'm just saying my opinion. Why would somebody want to go walk?
Well,
walk in
you
the
know,
street in the
you had
20s?
told me before that you never, you wanted to see Reno and see what it was about. You've
Yeah,
never
yeah.
been there.
I want to see Reno.
You almost said yeah.
Yeah, no. The issue is not Reno. I want to see Reno and see what is it.
Hi, Jory.
Are there illegal brothels
Hey,
in Reno?
Ron. Yeah, they're
What's the
kicking
food
in.
like
Thank
over
you.
there? Yeah, I want to see Reno, but But I'm just saying, I get the whole abandoned buildings thing
Freeze
and
your
the homeless
nuts off.
thing. We
That's
are doing
it,
that. But
Spanky.
who wants to walk in 20-something degree weather and do I'm just saying, do a 4-hour chooch in 20? It doesn't.
Well,
make
like I
sense.
say, the Carson City is nearby. That's pretty cool. You have Virginia City, which is where Bonanza was set. Like
Isn't
up
where the
in
porn star lives, Carson City, where she said?
Yeah.
That we talked to?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would be interested in going to that area to see what the brothels are like. It would be the brothels, and are there any good deals on the buffets?
I don't even know if there's a brothel in. How you
is
doing,
there?
Sean? Is there one in Carson City? I don't know.
It's like you go to Reno, and we already get.
Did
in
you
other
ever
words,
boondock in West Palm Beach?
West Palm Beach?
Yeah, Coach wants to know if you ever boondocked.
Let me tell you something. West Palm Beach, you have Palm Beach where you have Donald Trump's house and the castles, the rich, the elite of America. And then you go over, if you go east of US 1, it's a complete ghetto. It's one of the worst places in Florida, one of the most dangerous places. It's really bad. I would highly recommend not to go to West Palm Beach.
Jen, are you out of here?
Dangerous.
Take care, sweetie, if you're leaving. Love to you too.
But I'm just saying that, yeah, Reno is one thing, but you learn from it. Abandoned. If you have a vehicle, you could do a driving chooch, like we did in Detroit, and show all you wanted with the. In other words, if 28, 30 degrees with the wind coming from the desert is going to be battering you.
I thought you grew up in Chicago.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying I'm just saying my opinion.
2015.
If the weather,
I'm out there in brutal cold temperatures, changing the water pipe on your.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you went to Reno and the temperature and the temperatures say it's nice, then you could say to walk in nice weather. But it doesn't make sense to walk in temperatures in the 20s. I mean, I get your whole urban exploration homeless tuition thing. I get that.
It just is a change. It puts people in the
element.
element.
In the cold, in the 20s, it doesn't make sense.
Rough weather makes for great video. It makes for great video content. Man against nature, and
all you're going to see is just homeless people sitting there bundled up in their jackets and trying to. Now, who's going to be
Cheryl?
Who's going to be walking in the streets in the 20s in Reno? It's going to be homeless
chicken thief
people or crackheads. Everybody's in the casinos or in the shows.
Oh man, you made me hate Reno just in 10 minutes.
No. Like I said, I got Rosie's whole thing of urban exploration, and she's having to talk to some
around
people.
the old motels and talk to people and the fast disappearing motor courts and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I mean, but to do it in cold weather, it's like saying let's go
hop frog.
Let's go walk around Devon Avenue when it's 25 below zero. Let's go walk
25 below.
Yeah.
It's in the 20s. It's you got a big trucker's jacket. I mean, what's the big deal, you know?
You walk in the cold, you get your ears and nose get frostbitten. You get the wind battering you
Missy
in the face.
Jen endured it. She was in a wheelchair humping around 17 degrees. We were frozen, went into a biker bar.
Yeah, it doesn't if you're going to drive around, but to walk in the cold now, if the weather was nice, then I get it.
Okay, I'll take you out to the Mustang Ranch. Okay.
But to walk, I mean,
here's your Christmas present.
And
a visit to the Mustang Ranch.
I mean,
the full report.
I'm just saying my opinion.
He's still mad that we went to the green door and he didn't go in Las Vegas.
I'm just saying there are certain things that Rosie does that don't make sense, and I'm going to say what I just disagree with. It. If somebody wants to walk, I get the whole thing with urban exploration and talking to homeless people. Say, hey, what's up, Cadillac Sam? I'm back.
Yeah, Missy Jen's hands were freezing. Yeah, I had to get that coffee in her hand.
Walk in cold, to walk in the...
That's what Chuchin's about. I went to an arcade. I found an arcade where they had the old-time games combined with a bar. They had pinball machines from the 1950s and 60s and 70s. I mean, you find a lot of cool stuff along the way, but
it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I get the cemetery chooches, I get the talking to the homeless people, I get the whole urban exploration thing. But I'm not gonna say that I agree with the call to walk in temperatures 25, 30 degrees and do a 4-hour chooch and freeze your ass off. I don't agree with that. It doesn't make sense. And I'll just put it out there. And anything else that Rosie doesn't make sense, I'm going to say it out there. Because I'm not an introvert, I'm an extrovert. I tell people the way it is. I don't sugarcoat things. If I think it's baloney, it's baloney. I'm going to put it out there. It doesn't make sense. Any way you slice it or dice it. I mean, because there's so many other places to go. In other words, you can get in your car and get a change of scenery. You can go in.
Well, this week we'll be grabbing the Christmas tree, so you can help lug that home and get that set up. So, You have to get that chair out of the corner and lug that out to the Shine Shack. As crowded as it is in the
I
Shine
think if
Shack,
you're interested
we
to
have
go
to
to
add we have to add one more piece of furniture to the Shine Shack. Out
San Francisco's only an hour away. I think it'd be more interesting to go to San
Man, are you
Francisco.
going to pay for parking?
What do you mean parking?
You just go down there like you think you're going to the AMP or something. Oh, you're just going
Don't
to
they have a
park your
train?
car?
Don't they have a train?
Train? No.
The BART system, right?
No, we're up on the smart system, Sonoma Marin Rapid Transit, but it drops you down on this side of the
Okay, so
Golden
where
Gate.
could you park closest to San Francisco and hop on the train and get in?
I don't know. Then you're hoofing around. You'll be dying walking up the hills of San Francisco. They're like this, okay? You'll be hanging on a cable car on the side of it, screaming
To
like
me, if I wanted to get a change of scenery
screaming
now,
like a
I
baby.
put it in gear and go down to Los Angeles. Los Angeles is warm. There's a bunch of things to do. You can walk on the street and do your chores.
Man, we're already
I would
gone
go-
down. I'm not next year. Yes, coach. We're already going down south in January. Why do I want to go and then
Again,
haul back
exactly.
up again?
You're right.
You
No,
know?
you're right. I'm just saying, but it
I
doesn't.
thought that was cool. It would give you a view of the Sierras. I know you've been over to Donner Pass.
I've
before.
already been. I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that.
it doesn't look like we're gone now. So,
No, I'm just saying.
Hey, Janice.
I'm just saying the certain things that Rosie does that don't make sense or I don't agree with. I'm gonna just say it out there because that's just the way that I am. I don't sugarcoat things. I'm a critic. When I say something, it doesn't make sense.
Well, maybe we'll go over to Calistoga and do the mineral hot springs baths, huh?
If somebody
Something like
if somebody wants to do a walk and chooch, you want to do it.
Aroni, the San Francisco treat.
Yeah, you want to do it.
Saute and simmer. The flavor can't be beat.
And to me, I used to live in Chicago, where you have to find a parking spot. And walk to find a parking spot in the cold. You know how much I hate that.
What a buzzkill.
To do that to get to go to Garib Mawas, would have to park 3-4 blocks, and I got tired of doing that. Who wants to walk in the cold and just?
And he grew up in Chicago, complaining about the cold, right?
As
you
a
ever have a
nomad,
cold day in Chicago, Marshall?
Yeah.
I remember you in your RV and there was snow on the ground and you're crunching around driving in snow and ice.
Yeah, the whole point of a nomad is for us to be in nice weather. And when you do, it's like taking a nomad. You're putting him in an unnatural position. I'm used to being in Florida when the weather. I'm used to getting away from the cold.
That's what makes good video.
But
okay.
you take a nomad.
Yeah,
and
what
it's
you can do in
unnatural.
Reno is very cheap. You can explore each scene up in Reno. You can go up to Virginia City, which is chock full of a lot of cool history up there. It's one of the last really surviving Wild West towns. At one time, it was the richest place in the world, with all the silver that was pulled out of the Comstock lode. Yeah, there we go, Cheryl. So, I mean, that's pretty cool.
The only thing I'm interested in Nevada is the brothels. That's it. That's all I'm interested in, is to see where they're at and where.
Pam says her daughter lives in Skokie.
Let's see, list of brothels in Nevada. Let's see what they say.
Yeah, the definition of a nomad is trying to find fresh pastures for your cattle. I don't know what you're talking about.
The definition of a van nomad is to
at
be
Lake
in nice weather.
Tahoe.
Let's see. Active brothels. Carlin, Nevada. Where's that at?
I have no idea. Never.
Elko. Where's that?
No,
at?
that's about halfway across Nevada towards
Oh, it is?
Utah. Yeah.
Okay, Wells. No, know where that's at. Let's see, Battle Mountain.
They're all inland.
Lyon
from-
County. Let's see. Where's these at? Mineral County. Is that what you're talking about? Mineral County?
I don't know. What's that? Virginia City?
Nye County? Is that by Vegas? Crystal Pahrump? No,
That's down by Vegas.
okay. That's where our Bill used to live. What county is Reno in? What county is it in?
Washoe County.
Sparks, Nevada? Where's
Yeah,
that?
Sparks is right there. Sparks, Reno, the greater Reno.
Okay,
Sparks.
that is there. Okay,
Yeah.
so there is a brothel there. Original Mustang Ranch. I want to go there. The Sparks Mustang Ranch. Okay, let's see. Brothels.
Janice.
It says the Bureau of Land Management sold the ranch's pink stucco structures on eBay in 2003. Moved them to the wild. Have you heard of the wild grocery
who
store?
needs to go to a brothel?
I want to go to a brothel.
I don't need to go to a brothel.
What about Eli? Eli.
I've always enjoyed meeting my own gals on YouTube. Oh, it's been a wonderful day. That's cool. Let me see if this is who I think it is. Let's see.
I guess, who's that?
I don't know.
So Sparks, Nevada is close by there?
Yeah, Sparks and Reno are two joined sort of cities right there.
Yeah, I would want to go to see what it's like, or check it out, see what the whole thing is.
It's probably pretty expensive, you know.
Well, you don't know because you've never been there, so. Found on the web.
I don't even think you could pay to park on the lot at the Mustang Ranch.
Mustang Ranch.
And the girls, top flight.
Well, not really because.
Top flight.
Let's see, it's all independently operated.
You know, the internet changed everything. Girls just get their dates online now. I mean, it's what, Grindr and all these different sites. So
yeah, but see,
Kirsten.
Let's see here, Mustang Ranch.
No fee to park there. There you go, lucky beans.
It's a resort and brothel. Resort. Can you actually stay there in a hotel room? Let's see, who's here? Oh, they got some girls here.
Well, I guess we're going to stay at a brothel.
Yeah, we'll go stay at the Mustang Ranch. I wonder how much it is to stay there.
Boy, that'll be good content.
See who's here. Lineup. They have a lineup. Let's see. Here's Vera Bliss.
I don't have money for that.
You want to see Vera Bliss? There she is.
Yeah, I'm not much onto that kind.
Let me see.
I'm more into the Jane Russell, Raquel Welch category, right?
I know Rosie's type. Let me see. She likes the Asian girls.
I didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, you do. You like rice. You don't like chocolate or beans.
Idiot. This is my friend Joseph Kane sent this to me last year from Australia. Isn't it nice? It's got the
it looks pretty cool.
the flag on it and everything. Isn't that cool? I'm like on the
looks like an Adidas jacket.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice jacket.
Yeah.
It's got the little flag here.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool jacket. Yeah. Woo, there we go. I like it a lot. Let's see. Ilva says the Bunny Ranch is where Lamar Odom overdosed and almost died out there.
The Bunny Ranch? That's
Yeah.
not in Sparks, right? This is the Mustang Ranch. Mustang Ranch.
So, yeah, just Draft Tour Steve said go to a truck stop and just pick up a lot lizard. What's the difference?
They have a lounge there. They have a lounge there too. We go to a lounge and have some drinks.
Well, that's my philosophy too, Joseph. I'm not opposed to hooking up, but I need to have some nominal connection to a gal.
They have a ribeye steak at the lounge. It's open 24/7. The lounge. We can go to the Mustang Ranch.
Yeah, it's open 24/7.
You can have breakfast there, lunch. They serve breakfast and lunch there.
What's the dinner menu like?
I'm trying to
Hey, how you doing, Mark?
Award-winning hamburger. Ribeye steak. What's
Guillaume says, "What the fuck is that's my friend? That's Marshall."
Who's Dion?
Guillaume has.
He's asking who I am.
He said, "What WTF is that?"
Hold on, I'm gonna answer like The Rock.
I assumed it was you.
It doesn't matter what you think, jabroni. In fact, I don't know who you are. Who are you? Who are you? It doesn't matter who you are, jabroni.
The guy that owned the bunny, I think he did die after the one of them got sold or something like that. I don't know.
Look at the dinner menu.
I would
here.
do that from just a content point of view to show that kind of place, but I wouldn't.
They won't let you videotape in there.
Not videotape, but just around it. You know what I mean?
Around
On
it,
the
probably.
outside.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to go swinging a camera in some
Those
broad
girls
space.
are working girls in there. They'll throw us out if you put that camera on.
Well, it's good content to get thrown out, right?
Yeah, you get banned because of the trolls.
All the trolls called the Mustang Ranch. And
You almost got thrown out of Hong Kong. You almost got thrown.
The Nevada State Police surround the place.
Didn't you almost get thrown out of one of the places in Tijuana? You almost got booted because you put that camera out. So yeah.
Oh, he had a huge heart attack. You know why? Because those guys are always up on coke and speed and stuff like that, and that just explodes their hearts and stuff. It's a real shame. They die so young. She ran an election for some reason. He died and still won the election. Well, that's pretty weird. They might thank you if you get him kicked out. Just get it on. That's what I was going to say, Kristen. Even the content would be good, even if we got the royal boots.
The trolls are so severe now that even if you go to a place and record it and put it on, they're going to hound the place with phone calls. I've gotten banned from several RV dealerships over the years because of trolls calling and emailing and making reports. And then getting.
I can't look back.
The trolls are so severe now that it's come
because I love you too much, baby.
The trolls are so severe now that it's come to the point that you should never tell
Why
people
can't you see
where you're in, where you're going.
What you do to me? We can't go on living. Yeah, Cheryl said, be a decent human and not go to whorehouses. There you go.
That's the oldest thing in the world. It's the oldest profession in the world. It's been going on from day one. In Nineveh, they had whores. It's nothing new. There's whores all over the world.
I mean, there were people surprised. There were people surprised I went to the green door, but for me, it was a chance to just experience a part of life. And I didn't hook up with anybody or anything in there, but it was interesting to see what that was. You know, everybody was talking about, oh, the green door, and now they talk about the red rooster and that kind. And then Marshall heard about the power exchange in San Francisco and all that. So, what's up, Oda May?
There's nothing immoral about going to a whorehouse. Sex is natural, just like you take a crap or take a piss.
My husband went. This is not adult rated content.
It's not?
Watch your mouth, okay?
What did I say?
Piss.
Piss.
Yeah, don't say it on here, okay?
All right. What channel are you on?
I'm on Rosie O'Kelly channel.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Imagine poor one.
That's not a bad word.
Yes, it is. Don't repeat it. Nips isn't a bad word either, but you lost your stuff when you were down in Florida. There's a cracker called cheese nips, right?
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Remember that?
That was a bad word. It's urine. It's the same thing as urine. It's just a.
Yeah. Are you gonna keep going now and start digging it a hole now, Marshall?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Just drop it, okay? I don't do it on your chat, okay? I run a nice, clean adult chat here, okay? I'll be back in a minute. Don't insult the people here.
I don't.
I'm just telling you, like you told me on your chat when you went off. You know, Mr.
Oh.
X is the only one who can chat. He's the only one who gets the program.
Yeah, I didn't know
Hey,
that
I've
that's
gotten the program for 2 months. I haven't said anything.
I never knew that that's considered a. That's
I'm not
just
even
a.
monetized, but I like to have a clean.
Oh, okay.
chat.
But I didn't know that that's considered. I'm just saying that's. That's a derogatory word. It's not like I said the F word. It's a slang word. People always use slang all the time. So I don't consider that. Not even. It's not even a curse word. It's a slang word for urine. That's all it is. It's not even. It's not even a curse word. It's not like I said the F word or anything like that. It's slang. It's whatever the urban talk. What do they call it? The urban city talk. I gotta upload another video or another beer. I had people, some people that donate on her uh, Streamlabs. They're using curse words, actual curse words, and cursing me on the Streamlabs. Somebody today said the F word, I think, on the Streamlabs or something like that. But I don't. Uh, let's see here. Get that.
What's with your band? It looks like it's crying. I mean, it's weeping, man. It's
I don't know.
raining on it or something. It's only your band. It's nothing else. It's weird. You didn't put that devil in it, did you?
No, I didn't know. So let's see who said today about. Let's see if anybody in there is using profanity. Let me see if I can find it. Keep it clean, guys. Remember. Let's see. Well, I think she's got an adult filter on her. I got an adult filter on mine. Let's see. Adult filter? Let me see.
Man, that was good chicken tonight. Woo. Huh?
Yeah, it was. It was good. But I think today somebody used the F word on me on the Streamlabs, right? And it came through. I believe so. I don't know if you have the F word on your Streamlabs, but I think I heard that today.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Hold on a minute. So what are we doing now? What are we doing? Yeah, I mean, you look at George Carlin's. This is one of the 7 words, right?
I never that word is it's a urban slang word for
Don't
urine.
say it.
Yeah, it's not considered. It's not an F word. It's not a. I wouldn't consider it derogatory. It's not like that.
There they are.
Let me see.
Don't say them. No, the last sentence.
The words are. I mean it.
Well, there it is.
Okay.
You live and you learn.
Well,
Yeah, I like to keep a nice stream, you know, and I'm not monetized or anything.
oh, okay. Well, I mean it's.
Well, I guess we'll just cut into Christmas then.
See. Yeah, like I said, it's a word that I hear people use all the time. my coworkers, people use it all the time. Guys use it all the time. Hey man, I'm going to the. Or they say leak.
This is YouTube
Yeah.
2019,
Right.
2020.
Right. I didn't know that.
So I'll start saying it on your team, your stream.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, people say that, but I don't know what YouTube. I thought you even told me that YouTube, if you curse, it's not considered strikeable, right? You said that many times yourself. If you actually curse, is it? Can you curse and get monetized? Can you? Can
I
you
don't curse a
like
lot. I'm not a person that's given.
But you said you can curse and be still be monetized,
Yeah.
right? Didn't you say that?
Yeah.
You said that. Now,
Yes.
I when you say the word, is it considered a curse or is it derogatory? I think it's urban slang. I don't consider it a curse, but even if it is a curse,
Just
she
respect the channel.
Yeah, Rosie said many times that you can still be monetized. Now I don't. It's one of those words. It's like it's on the edge.
Don't repeat the name, but that's her dad passed away.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry to hear that. Okay.
Yeah, it's
very sad.
terrible news.
Very sad.
Terrible news.
Very sad. Then that means that, like I said, if Rose is going to run a clean chat, that means that nobody should curse or use a derogatory on her side chat or the Streamlabs, because people are cursing me on the Streamlabs.
Well,
So
I mean, I have a strong filter on it, but it's not perfect. You know?
Today I got cursed on. I get cursed on Streamlabs many times. So if she's gonna run it, she should run it not for only me, for everybody. Don't curse me on the Streamlabs when you donate to her. I don't know if she's got the filter on her side chat, but let's run it universal, not just for me, let's for everybody.
I've been very respectful on the. Yeah. I've been very respectful on the stream. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
Let's change the subject. I don't know if I'm going to be doing, because I don't know if I want to take the time out. I thought it'd be a nice side trip to take up there. Some nice views, some nice scenery. Maybe stop in Auburn and fly the drone. Get the drone out. I haven't flown the drone in a while.
I don't curse on my channel at all. I haven't cursed on my channel.
Yeah, it was another snort whiskey.
Since 2015, since I've been monetized until now, I don't have any. My channel is clean as they come. There's no cursing, but cursing. There's a lot of cursing going on YouTube.
Thank you. How you doing, Lori Green? I will. No, I've not seen Scottish Sarah. I do have her. Her digits. I will message her, see what's going on. I haven't seen her in a while either. Good catch. I haven't seen her too. I wonder where she's been. Rosie Strong stuff. Yeah. Is Smooth in here? I haven't seen him. Is he in here? Is Mr. X in here? I didn't see him. Yeah, I haven't seen Scottish Sarah in a while in here, so. Oh, to May. Yeah, so he hasn't ever cursed. This is just Jim Beam. I don't want to break out. I don't usually mix the good stuff with soda, so I just picked up some. I got some Jim Beam back there. So Smooth. I don't see Smooth. I don't see Smooth out there. Well, he hasn't done a dirty delete in a long time. Yeah, I gave Smooth a wrench because people were disrespecting him, and he's a personal friend of mine. I've spent a lot of time with him in real life. He's not the kind of person that's going to kick people out of a chat or time them out and stuff like that. So. Lori Green, that's just plain mean. Oh, there he is. There's Smooth. How you doing, Smooth? I missed you on the side chat there. So tell you how he treats. No, I mean he's representative of a lot of the males that I've known in my life. IHOP lover. I've kind of given up on the dating scene, and it's not so much what they feel about women. It's just they want to cut to the chase of stuff. And so to me, and I've never made any bones about it, it's getting to know the person, it's getting to know the woman, and I need a deeper connection to somebody. But that's just me. That's me. I mean, I've run into people in Mexico zillions of guys down there in Mexico that are of the same frame of mind to cross over the border every day to in search of that. I mean, Border Nomad was down there looking for a wife, but he was looking for a nice girl. Yeah, well, Mr. X is pretty low profile. He's pretty chill. But being as I've known him in real life and stuff, and I've spent a lot of time with him. Heading back to Jingletown. Yeah, maybe we'll do some explorations in Oakland and some other places. Well, I'm always a believer that a relationship is where it should start.
Treat women. I believe I'm a monger. I believe it's legal. Prostitution is legal in Nevada. It's legal in Mexico. These women are not forced into it. They're not slaved into it. They're doing it. It's their free will to do it. Just because somebody likes to do that doesn't mean that makes me a bad person or a moral. Now, somebody who believes in the Bible and you're religious, you can say, okay, it's against the Bible or whatever. But in the moral sense, it's legal. People are doing it in Nevada. They're doing it in Mexico. They're doing it in a lot of places all over the world.
Right.
It doesn't mean these women are beaten. They're not beaten or raped or nothing like that. It's their free will to do it, and they're making a lot more money. They're making a lot more money than many of you. Many women who are in the adult industry that are porn.
All right, take care, Amanda the Scrapper. Take care.
They're making a lot more money than the average woman working at Walmart.
Good night, Susie.
Or working somewhere. So they're not forced into it. It's their free will choice.
Oh, he got thrown out of his chat because you didn't give him his birthday gift yesterday, huh, Lori Green?
No, she didn't get. She didn't get thrown out of my check because she didn't donate. I told her, I said she donates to trolls, and she donates to other people and thinks they're YouTube entertainers. But she comes on the Elvis Travels. Obviously, she finds me entertaining. That's why she comes to my channel. If you find me entertaining, why don't you donate to me, but you donate to other people? It's not like it's mandatory. And then she doesn't have an answer for that. Number one, because she doesn't have the spine or backbone to donate to me in public on Super Chat. Why? Because she would get ganged up by the trolls and be persecuted. She doesn't have the courage to do what Norm F did, to donate to me publicly and not care about being attacked. She doesn't have the courage to do that or spine to do that. And I told her that.
There you
go. That's all I said, basically. So, obviously, if you don't think I'm entertaining,
well, I would also agree, IHOP lover, that there are a lot of I can't say a lot. I don't know the figures, but there is a lot of human trafficking down there, and I do believe some women are absolutely forced into that, and it is against their will.
It's legalized by the federal government of Mexico.
It's legalized.
It's legal.
But I'm just saying.
Some of these girls are checked. They got health cards. They're checked by the medical. I mean,
but don't assume they all are there of their free will. A lot of them. So I will debate you on that.
But we don't really know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't. I agree with that.
Basis. We don't know. We don't know these girls. We don't know their family. Actually, one girl. Since you bring up the subject, one girl, the first girl that I had an encounter with. Bought her a drink, talked to her. I got her on my Facebook. I see her traveling with her family. She's beautiful. She's in a dress. She's posting different pictures and videos of going traveling all over to Mexico. She's not, in other words, just one girl. She's not forced by it. She's not being kept in some room somewhere. It was her free will to do it, to do that. So, yeah, some of them are probably, but we don't know. It's just an individual basis, person by person basis. But those girls that were there, they didn't seem that they were being. None of them that I've seen looked like that they were being forced or had a pimp. Actually, in Mexico, it seemed like there were no pimps. In America, there is.
I recognize that there's probably a significant percentage of them that have no alternative ways to fight for their. Daily bread, and B, that are forced to hit the streets to make money.
I didn't see any pimps around. If you can go to Chicago, I've seen Chicago where there's pimps with usually the crack girls. But I didn't see any pimps around these girls.
Is Barbie paying you here?
They were just out there working by themselves. I didn't see anybody they're working for. So. It's a choice, yeah.
Well, I
Most
can
of it's a
certainly
choice.
understand in Mexico, given the economic
Yeah.
realities down there, that some women are forced to be out there and be the breadwinners
Have you
for.
heard of the college girls that are doing it here? There's a website called Sugar
Yeah,
Babies.
but I wouldn't
They're
assume
doing it.
that's really across the board in a lot of places.
They're
Hey, how you doing, Barbie? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. I liked your little snippets of your adventures. I don't know if you went to Colombia or something. So nice to see you.
let's see.
Yeah. So but he's one of a zillion people that cross over the border on a daily basis. So I mean, even border nomad was there to look for look for a wife. But much to his credit, he was looking for a nice one at maybe a farm girl or something like that. Um, so yeah, the Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, Barbie, I enjoyed. Maybe you'll put up some pictures, some pics on Instagram. Not the ones I like to see, but maybe some of the scenery of where you were down there. I miss seeing you around. It's good to see you in the chat. Uh, well, I always think that one day will come when he will have a relationship. I went to Honduras and Mexico, just booked plane tickets to Las Vegas. Then I go to, wow, Barbie, that's awesome. You're traveling everywhere. New Orleans, Las Vegas, and then to Italy. That is great.
I would
That,
never have a relationship. There's nothing that an American or
well, don't look down on other people that do.
no, there's nothing that a person living in
First, you
sticks
should
and
say, I appreciate other people that
yeah.
have relationships, but it's not for me.
It's not for me. There's nothing that an
Yeah.
American or
Because
Canadian.
you act like every other guy or
No,
woman should be like, why
no.
would you do this? Well, a
For
lot of us get a lot of mental aspects out of the relationship too. It's not just a physical
right.
thing. The physicality is very nice, of course, but I'm just saying, for me, I need to sort of connect on a deeper plane. I mean, I feel weird if I come on over and give me a lap dance, honey, and I'm getting them squished
The
into my face. I got my own, right?
right people who are in marriages or relationships,
Hey Ward, how you doing?
they require an emotional connection. I don't
I
require
do. I really do need an
yeah.
emotional connection.
I don't
I
require
got
an
to feel
emotional
something there,
right.
and that's
Um,
fine. I mean, look, I'm
um,
going to give you points for honesty, okay? And that's the bottom line. There's a lot of, at least you come out and say it, as opposed to the hundreds of guys I see snaking around the streets of Tijuana and other places that, will BS about it, you know.
yeah, I mean it's like I said, people who are in
It's like Mark
people.
Handler said, Rosie, I totally agree. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
I believe in what Jory says. Jory was married. He's divorced, and he says one thing. He said, and I believe this
Well,
100%. You can
started
live.
with a yeah, yeah, yeah. And then,
Yeah. This is what I believe.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is what I believe. I don't care if you're living with family, or your girlfriend, or your wife, or a friend, or a roommate. When you're with someone, and you're in one space, there's going to be conflict. There will
Well, I mean,
always be
that's part of the
conflict,
relationship. Oh
and
man, I will, Barbie. I would
and
love to have a drink with you and hang out and have some laughs and walk
and
around New Orleans. That would be awesome.
and when you don't
I
have your
think
own
you're an
space.
amazing person.
Yeah, and my only point is when you don't have your own space, it creates a cancer. When you don't have
I can be
space from
your
people,
chaperone, Barbie.
yeah, when you don't have space from people, it creates a conflict. It creates a cancer, and eventually, your relationship, marriage will degrade. That's why there's a lot of divorce in America.
Probably Friday
So,
night, Katie. Well, some
um,
people motor through that. They power through that. I mean, I have
yeah,
Lavender Flower here on the side chat who's
yeah,
been married 25 years. Okay, there we
yeah.
go, Barbie. I'd love to do that. Been hanging 25 years, 30 years. There's IHOP lover, happily
A
married
lot of
for
people are
18
divorced
years.
though. Ask how many people
Yeah,
are divorced. There's probably more people divorced than
yeah.
still married.
So
So,
we know, Mark Handler's been married a ton of years, and
right.
just had the joy of seeing his son become full United States Marine.
Whiskey OG just got divorced. He's in there.
Yep.
He's divorced.
But his son is also, he can be
Right.
proud, his son's a United States Marine, gone through that. Well, it happens. It's not a perfect world.
Exactly.
But I don't have any right to ask Whiskey OG anything about his relationship except to say, you know, Whiskey, I think you're a really cool guy, and I want you to be very happy in the future, whatever it takes. That's all I feel I got a right to say. I'm not privy to his life and stuff. But do I think Whiskey would like to have a relationship again? Of course I do. Married 20 years. There you go. Yeah, Cindy, 39 years married. There we go. And Mrs. Wombat Hopfrog, happily married for 34 years. In other words, I think Drury gave you a very stilted view.
Right.
Sadly, it's just my opinion. And it just, you know, it takes work to be married. It takes, you know, it takes effort and work. But I don't want you to be married. Because you're smart enough to realize, at least,
I would never.
You're smart enough to realize that you would probably make a disaster of marriage.
When you're alpha, you don't let a woman tell you what to do. I would never let a woman or anybody.
Well, it's not telling a woman what to do. It's being a partner. It's allowing her to have input. Yeah.
But anybody who's divorced is an alpha person. If you're married, if you are a man and you're married, and you're living in one roof with a woman, you have to give. You have to flex. I mean, that's why there's a lot of divorce.
Yeah, I'm divorced.
So
doesn't mean my life. I'd
anybody,
love to have a connection with somebody in a relationships. But people are different. See, I'm kind of happy a person like this doesn't get married. You know what I'm saying? Because it could be like a disaster. You know what I mean? It could just turn out bad. And what if you have a kid or something like that? Then that adds a further level of pain to the whole process.
People get married because they want an emotional connection. I don't need an emotional connection.
I just think he bought too much into Drury's whole MGTOW kind of thing.
I agree with it.
Yeah,
we don't need
that's fine.
I don't need an emotional connection. It's not required.
No, it's not.
No.
Yeah, I just think you miss a lot, but I'm not, like I say, I'm not out to change you on that score.
I'm not.
At least you recognize yourself, and you're honest with yourself about that. Yeah, it would just be sadness for children, sadness for a partner. But in my opinion, you deprive yourself of a whole, you know, if you look at a thing as just sexual relationship, and I mean that's good for the short term, it's good for a night or whatever. Yes, I understand guys have that urge to do that, but it's only a two-dimensional thing. You add on the emotional aspects, that really deepens the relationship and adds a lot more satisfaction to it, in my opinion. To me, like random hookups, I just don't have it. I can't get anything out of that. It's just me. I agree. I think when he's older, he'll definitely change his mind.
I would never. The older I get, I wanted to get married when I was younger. I was thinking to get married when I'm younger. Now you look at a person like Whiskey OG. He's older than me. He's not going to get married again. He's set in his ways. He's not going to let a woman tell him what to do. I guarantee you that he's not going to get married. The older you get, the harder head you get, the more you get set in your ways. And your chances of getting married are lower.
Well, I'm not going to be remarried, but I'm just saying I still enjoy a relationship. And I would likely find a gal that has no interest in remarrying either. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care if
there's a lot of women that's WGTOW, women going their own way.
If you're an alpha person, I'm an alpha and Rosie an alpha. We're both alphas. We're not going to let anybody tell us what to do.
I understand that IHOP lover.
And I don't care if you're in a relationship or marriage. If you're an alpha person, you're not going to let anybody tell you what to do. I don't care who it is. It's just how it is. And that's why alphas are leaders. That's why they get divorced. And that's why they do what they want to do. That's how it works. And if you're married with a person, there's somebody who's an alpha and somebody who's a beta. You can't have two alphas because they'll butt heads. You can't have two alphas. So
Yeah,
The women,
Pecan says I wouldn't get married again. I mean, I don't feel the need to.
yeah,
Like, I seek out something a little deeper. Yes, sexual satisfaction is great, but to share an experience with, and I also think you have to accept too, Marshall, that there's women that feel the same way that you do.
yeah,
Wigtail, women going their own way. They're never going to let a man tell them what to do.
right,
Okay?
exactly, yeah.
And they stand on equal footing with you, and they look down on men, and they think men are
Somebody mentioned Ralph Cramden. My dad, and I used to watch The Honeymooners. My dad used to act and talk just like Ralph
uh,
Cramden, like a carbon copy, and that's why I'm a
pow
big.
zoom to
Yeah,
the moon.
that's how my dad is. And now I got one question. I am a big fan of Ralph Cramden and The Honeymooners. Like I said, he used to act and talk just like my dad. One question that I have for every woman that's married in here, or every man that's married in here: are you the alpha or the beta? Let's see if people answer that. You can't have two alphas. They always butt heads. You can't have two alphas. I don't
Well,
care.
Alice was an alpha,
Who?
right? Alice, Ralph Cramden's wife, she was an alpha. She made Ralph believe that he was alpha, but she was actually the alpha behind the whole show, you know.
That's my question to anybody
Yeah,
who's
you're more
married.
like Archie Bunker. Yeah, you and Jory. Yeah, Jory's the perfect Archie Bunker. Yeah, yeah,
You're a
yeah.
beta? See, Whiskey said he's beta. I
He is
believe
bad.
you're a beta. You know why I believe you're beta, Whiskey? You're a nice guy. I like you. Okay, you sing good. Okay, you're a good-looking guy. But you know what, Whiskey? When you got a man your age smoking weed and you're on your skaterboard and you're in your basement making videos about Elvis travels, you're not. You're not. Look, let's put
You
it this
just
way.
ain't cutting it, Whiskey.
You just ain't cutting. You ain't just cutting the cheese, brother. And I like you. You're a nice guy. But
He's a
let me
nice
tell you
looking
something.
guy too.
If
Yeah.
I had a wife, okay, I wouldn't be on YouTube making videos and singing and playing the guitar and hanging skateboards in my room. I'd be out
Why?
there. I'd be with my wife every night, man. So I don't know what happened. You're a nice guy. I like you, but you weren't cutting the cheese, brother.
Don't you? For those of you who even remember the Honeymooners, don't you think that Alice Cramden was really the alpha person in that relationship? She was so alpha, she let Ralph
Yeah.
think that he was running the whole show, but she had 5 times the brains that he had. I mean, you know,
I don't
how
care what
about
Rosie.
Ed Norton?
I don't care what Rosie
Get
says.
down here, Norton.
Rosie is an alpha.
Why you, Norton?
Rosie is not a beta.
Did you spill the beans on?
Like I said, whatever Rosie says, there's no way for her to get around it. She's an alpha. You have to admit you are an alpha. You are an alpha. And there's nothing you
Norton,
can do.
we're in another tough spot here.
You're an alpha. Jory said it. I believe it. And there's
Well,
no other way.
look, for me, this is like the ultimate dream. If you have a guy who pre-recognizes I'm not made for a relationship, I'll never have an emotional type of connection. I'm incapable of it.
Yeah.
Therefore, you're never going to have kids
No.
to worry about or
Exactly.
pass your gene to. Okay.
Right.
And, to me, I don't really care. Yeah, if it's legal, that's fine for me, as long as there's some level of basic respect for that. But to me, there's something honest about that. Yeah, Fred Flintstone wasn't an alpha either. Exactly. That's why they made these parodies, because these guys would think, Alice, I'm the king of the castle here. And she would hardy har har.
Look what Whiskey said. I'm never getting married again. See? So you got to come down with me to Tijuana, brother. Come on down. We'll have a good time.
Yeah, well, I don't want him to. That's what I'm saying. I don't want him to badmouth all women. The problem I have with Marshall is
I'm not.
you have to turn around and also say people like Cheryl or people that have been married for 25, 30 years, you have to tell them, hey, I admire you for having the ability to have that relationship.
The only reason is
This
because
is
the
the
man
thing-
is the beta. That's why. If
No,
he was an alpha,
it
then,
doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
some men don't mind being a beta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some men don't mind being a
And
beta.
a lot of
That's
women
because-
don't mind being betas.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is recognize success also when you see it,
But
and
see,
happiness when you see
now
it.
you hit a key thing now. The reason that
How you
women
doing, Missy? Happy birthday, baby doll.
the reason that women become betas is because they become betas because they want a man who can financially provide for them. And some men become betas because they weren't raised by an alpha male. They're like a mommy's boy. They're the kind of person like who lived in their mommy's base. Their dad was not an alpha male. Seriously, I'm not going to mention anybody names, but people know who they are. The reason my dad was an alpha male. You can't get more alpha than my dad. Firstborn of the Camus family, the oldest, alpha male all the way. Okay, and the ones that are betas, they didn't have a strong alpha male to raise them. I was raised by a lot of alpha males. Most of my uncles, all of them are alpha males. My dad is an alpha male. My grandfather's an alpha male. So, um, you know, so the problem is that uh, if you're not raised by alpha males, you're not going to be alpha. You're going to be beta. So that's just how it is.
That's probably why you can accept me as a mother figure yelling at you, as opposed to.
I would consider as alpha as you are. I would think that your dad is probably for 100% an alpha male like my dad, because Rosie is alpha. There's nothing beta about Rosie. Everything about her is alpha.
Yeah, Green Trout said, "Please come back to Prescott, please."
And there's nothing that Rosie can do or say to.
I think that might be what the motorcycle guy, right?
Gamachi, Gary.
Yeah, Gary Gamachi.
I don't
There,
know.
I'm not sure,
But
I have a sneaking suspicion.
But people,
No, I don't know, Rodney. So in a way, I just want Marshall to recognize that there is a part of relationships that he doesn't want to buy into, which is fine, but that are very successful because, most people are conditioned to give a little to get a little.
exactly.
In
That's why they're
relationships.
successful, because you
Yeah,
have
you got to
because the
be.
men
That's what
bend
I'm
for the
saying.
women. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying the other flaw of your theory is that women just want somebody to be a
Financial
provider.
support
This
them,
is not
yes.
1950s. See, you're. I don't know why this isn't focused. You're
It's kind
you're
of
yeah, you're stuck in Ralph Cramden
no,
in
no.
the
Some
1950s.
women do work, but the women who don't work.
No, I mean many
are,
more women are in law school,
Oh yeah,
medical
yeah, yeah.
school
Oh
than
yeah,
men
yeah.
today.
Yeah. Oh yeah, a lot of
and-
them work. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But the ones that don't work, that are being financially supported by the man, they're they're beta because they have no choice, because they're getting financial support from the men. But there are women that work that make more
Well, how
money
many
than
men
men.
are being supported by women that are out there
A
working
lot,
today?
and a lot of women.
Yeah.
Narcissus says one thing that I
In
agree
my
with.
time, it was
Yeah.
almost unheard of.
You see a lot of women that
I mean, they
drive.
had a movie
Right.
in the 1980s. What was it with what's his name in it that was called something mom? I don't know. It was starring what's his name that was a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, this ain't Leave It to Beaver anymore, Marshall. See, I
Well,
think you're thinking you're not you're looking at the world as if we're like in 1959. But the reality is
right.
that women have advanced much more in terms of earning power, in terms of professional prestige and other things.
Right.
That I think it's the men that are having a much harder time defining themselves in today's society than
Yeah,
women.
yeah,
In other
yeah,
words, women made great leaps. And I think raising a boy and a man today is much more difficult in the world because they have to overthrow those shackles of genetic ancestral instincts and get with the new program or the new realities. And it's been tough. I think it's been tough for men. How you doing, Patricia? But I still say I'll give you credit and I will defend you for one thing, that you know yourself and you won't be led down the path of conventional wisdom to do something that you know will end in a disaster to please family
No,
or to please
no, I don't.
other people.
Of course,
So
I don't please.
I do give credit. Yeah, Mr. Mom. Yes, that was it, Mr. Mom. I mean, that was so rare then. You made a movie about it. Who would even go watch a movie today called Mr. Mom? It would be
Right now we have the women. When women enter into the workforce in America, Now we have illegal immigrants that are competing with jobs for men. We have women that are competing with jobs for men. The workplace is very competitive because you got more people in the workplace than you had before. You have a lot of people from third world countries.
Jeff
Uh,
said most women
but
are terrible at being
but
police
one thing that Narce
officers.
I wanted to point out.
Damn, Jeff.
Narce
Where do you
said
get off with?
Narce said one thing. He says you see a lot of women that they drive the vehicle, and their husband is in the passenger seat. There's nothing wrong with that, but I've been seeing that on a very regular basis, and I'll be honest with you, as an alpha male, it bothers me because I just think it's a manly thing to do to actually open the car for your wife, put her in the passenger seat, and drive. But I've been seeing so much of the women taking charge and driving, and to me, to be honest with you, I agree with Narsa. I'm kind of getting sick and tired of it. It just makes the men
That's
look so
fine.
weak. It's just
Well,
how I am. I'm
who
old school, but
cares?
I'm
You
just
know,
saying my point.
men have to adjust to the new reality. Tara
Right.
said, Tara, and this is my fear with Marshall. I won't be around to see it. Okay, but Marshall keeps going down your path, and you die alone and unloved. That's a terrible thing in life
The
to
troll, the
happen.
troll can say that, and let me answer that since you brought
Well,
that
I'm
up. I'm
just
gonna die
saying,
alone. I'm
you
not gonna
know,
die alone because I have a lot of family. I have friends. You don't need to have a relationship
no,
or
you don't.
marriage
Hey,
to be
Soggy.
loved. You can have friends. You can have family. So no, to answer that, some people have dogs. A lot of you women out there that don't want to be with men have dogs and cats. So um, the old saying about dying, being die alone and lonely, you don't
Well,
need
you
to
never
have.
know, Marshall. You're assuming family will always be there, you know. So
Well, you have friends. You don't have to have a.
maybe somebody like me though, that's
Yeah.
almost double your age, has seen a little bit more of life and has a little bit more life experience about things,
Well,
and sees the
well,
reality of families through 20 years projected down the road
but in
and things.
America though,
I mean, do you think I want to see you lonely?
people are dying in
And
nursing homes. Most people
I
are going to die in a
understand
nursing
people are
home.
dying in
But
nursing
if
homes,
you're not
Marshall.
rich and you can't afford to pay somebody,
I understand that.
that's how it is. That's how the American
It
system
is
is. It's
how it
not a marriage
is,
system.
you
It's a
know.
cultural system.
Yeah, that's why
Uh,
I admired a lot about the Chinese
yeah,
culture,
they take
you
care of
know.
the
Yeah,
elderly.
of
Here they put them
course.
in the
Yeah.
nursing home. It's not a relationship issue. It's a cultural issue that we have. Yeah,
Yeah,
most likely
who's gonna wipe your behind
I'm
when you
probably going
can't?
to die in a nursing home, like most people who are on a limited budget,
No, I
who
know
can't
you're not a
afford it.
troll. I know you're
Uh,
not a troll, Terry. I know that.
most people don't care. They don't
Yeah.
take care of their elderly.
I'm better, Patricia. Thank you, honey. We're
But
getting
in
there.
Iraq, they take care of them,
I just fear
and
for anybody that
in the Middle East. But to say that old
not
saying,
fear, but I
um,
feel like anybody that in life that never has that significant, there's something to the extent it's better to have loved and lost than not to have loved it all. And even though my marriage ended and stuff, I still don't regret the process of knowing my wife, of having two kids and having them long on, moved on and all almost middle age and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is there's some satisfaction in that, Marshall, that I don't think that you appreciate, that feeling of, man, you really made kind of the world a better place with the relationship that you did have, and at least I can derive some
the people
satisfaction
who
from
the
that.
people who claim
But
that
if I had gone into a relationship and told my ex, I'm going to do this or I want to do that, number one, I would have messed up a lot of decisions. I would have messed up a lot
the
of decisions. Let me finish.
let me
I would have made a lot of bad errors in life
the
because as smart as you may think with financial acumen that I have and things like that, I can't hold a candle to my ex, okay, and her decision making process and the Chinese gene and all that, okay. So if I didn't listen, take her counsel on things, it might not have been as good. In other words, she had very valuable input into day-to-day life decisions and things. I remember when moved here many over 20 years ago, and hesitant to pull the trigger on buying a home, and it was an absolute perfect time to buy it. And okay, we're just going to buy it, and it turned out to be a good decision. You know, the partners can really complement each other. And finally, I just said, okay, you take care of all the, you take care of all that, and I'll take care of making sure that the plumbing works good, the electrical, and keeping things. In other words, I found some very good compliments. Take care, Barbie. I found some positives of a relationship too. I didn't, but if I had been alpha and not listened, I kind of shudder to think where I might be today in terms of some of the things that happened. Yeah, I have a daughter in the military. She's an officer in the United States Air Force, of course. According to his philosophy, that shouldn't happen either. I don't know. Okay, thank you, Barbie. I'd love to meet you on the road.
So I got a question for
I
Sean.
don't have any Rockies.
I got a
Whiskey.
quick question for Sean Tawar because I saw you trolling me today on my chat and I banned you. You just
I crush on Barbie.
Yeah, you just mentioned you said you've served in the military and you're married and don't come to Virginia and you want to put me in my place. Explain to me how you want to put me in my place. Is that a threat to me,
The
or what is
Jacqueline
it?
of all trades. There you go, Juice.
Or what is it that you're saying there? What
Who
is it?
said
Where
that?
is it that you're going there? Explain to me. Where is it that you're going? How do you want to put me in my place? Explain that. Explain that to me. If you're going to come out and make a comment like that, I'm not intimidated by you because you're in the military. I don't.
Look, the
I,
military cuts no more ice than anybody else, but it does
yeah,
show a certain disciplined
yeah. But to come
personality.
over here and threaten me, how are you going to put me in my place? Tell me.
Yeah, that's
Elaborate a
right.
little bit.
Terry said a partner's like a missing piece of a puzzle, and when you connect, everything fits perfectly. You're always going to have disagreements about that. Where to vacation? My ex didn't like the dinner choices that I would make. Of course, I always ended up compromising on that. But I've thought, and then stand firm on the bigger things in life. So yeah, that's well put. It's like a puzzle piece, and you pop the piece. What are you going to do in Reno next week? Gamble a little bit, do some food tastings, do a little bit chooching. I hope so. I don't think that there'll be snow there in Reno. I don't think it's going to be that. It's going to be that cold.
But
No, I don't
when
want to. I
people
don't want to see anybody confront
what
anybody on YouTube and physically hurt somebody for an
when
opinion that somebody expresses on YouTube. I feel like that's so far out of bounds. On number one, what are you going to accomplish? You're not going to change the person's thinking. You may end up in a lockup. And number three, you'll probably regret that.
the
Because
comment that the troll comment that Rosie
do you
read.
have a George Foreman grill?
Yeah, I used to have a George
Okay.
Foreman. I used to order, but I want to just address that the comment about you're going to die alone. When
No, no, no. They didn't
when
say you're
people
going to. I said I fear.
right when people
I
say
worry about who would take care of you when you need that. You're
yeah.
assuming family would be there for you.
So most people in America, the way our culture is, our elderly die in nursing homes.
Marshall
They
threatened to hurt people the other night on your live.
threaten
We
to
even
hurt.
talked about it,
I wasn't even on her live. I
being
was cooking
assault.
on mine.
I don't think I've ever heard Marshall threaten to hurt anybody.
Right.
TNR.
But what I'm saying is the comment
Yeah,
you're going.
YouTube's been very choppy, Whiskey. It's terrible.
I would rather.
Thank you, Sean.
My answer to that person ultimately is I would rather die in a nursing home under the care of a CNA who's taking care of me and getting paid for it because that's her job than die in the care of somebody that I have to live with and I have to flex and bend for them and listen to another human being tell me what to do just so I can have an emotional connection with somebody else.
Well, I'll tell you what.
But, and that's what separates an alpha between a beta.
When
That's
they
all.
have to wipe your behind, you might feel a little bit different about it.
But they do it in the
Okay.
nursing home.
Yeah,
Those
but
people
I'm
get paid for
saying,
it. There's
and
CNAs that
there's a
do
lot
that.
of abuse that happens in nursing homes too. Okay.
Yeah,
There's
there's
nothing to replace family. Okay.
okay.
Nothing to replace family.
But that's how it is. So most people just die in nursing home. That's how it is. If you have your family to take care of you, that's nice. But that's how it is.
Yes, YouTube has already started removing channels. Yes, there are channels that have been removed. I'm not going to push them. I'm not going to point them out. but I did get a message tonight from somebody whose channel has been removed from YouTube. So the culling has begun overseas. It is December 9th, and that's kind of the day when things are coming down. So I don't know. The other thing I feel sad is he won't ever know the joy of the depth of a good relationship. You know, of maybe he's never been in love before. I don't know. So
I've had girlfriends before.
Yeah.
I've had relationships before, but there's a honeymoon stage, and when the honeymoon stage is over, it gets ugly.
yeah, the family
And
look after you. Always look after you with love and care. They may lose patience once in a while. They may need a vacation. We've heard about caregivers that get
but
that need a break. They need a time off. It becomes time consuming. But how do you feel about yourself when you pass on? You hold your head up high and say, "Hey, I did what I needed to do for somebody I loved, and I'd
there's
love to be in those."
Moxie. See, she's saying she started her career as a CNA, nursing home, and it's not anything to aspire. But many go assisted living. Assisted living costs a lot of money. People can't afford that. It costs $3, $4, $5,000 a month.
Yeah,
If all you have is a disability check for $600, $700 a month, they're going to put you in a nursing home.
yeah.
And
Caregivers are literally the backbone of the industry. Absolutely.
CNAs. There's people that get paid to do that.
Well, there's
That's their job.
IHS, In-Home Support Services, IHSS here in California.
Yeah.
IHSS. And also when people, Liberty, and I will say this, when people talk about Marshall's mom, you know that Marshall's not an only child, right? He's replete with sisters that live in the area of Chicago. So
I've got five sisters, and
I don't really like it when people assume that he should bear the sole responsibility being here with a van that's been dismembered to, when he's got all these boots on the ground and live in that area that do love same mother and do love her very much.
They're picking her up for Christmas. I got four sisters in Chicago, about 4 or 5 of them. So
that kind of chafes me
and
the wrong way a little bit too.
I've got more time than they do because they work, and some of them live far away. Some of them have kids. So I've spent more time with my mom.
But they do love your mom. Of course.
Yeah.
You know, I see pictures you post all the time with your mom.
But one of my sisters just got divorced, and she's got 2 kids, and they're teenagers, and she works. So she just doesn't have a lot of time between work and taking care of her kids, and she lives an hour and a half away.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat you whiskey.
So I have more time. So that's
Dinner is served.
So Whiskey OG's my kind of man.
I love whiskey.
Whiskey OG. Bottom line is
whiskey
is divorced, and I agree with divorce.
Dinner is served, baby.
Hey, hold on a second. I thought you were on
It is. I can show cleavage. I didn't show a nipple.
Sure.
So what? I just pulled down this. Do you think that that's against the terms? Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
Really?
Is that against the rules?
My God, how many women have cleavage?
Well, I just don't want you to lose your channel. That's all.
Oh, Jesus, my God.
I think he's go have another bourbon. Go get another bourbon, Rosie. I like the side of Rosie. She's acting like a nut job now.
Oh my God. I'm gonna lose my channel.
She's gonna porn herself out.
Give me a second.
All right.
Where's your beer?
I'm gonna get a beer.
Man, you've got to be insane, man.
She's doing. I don't want her to lose her channel. I'm just saying, but.
Your van is weeping or something. It's weird.
Yeah, there's like moisture on it. No, it's from the. So, bottom line is, Whiskey OG, you're divorced. So it's time for you to come down to Tijuana. That's it, brother. Come down to Tijuana.
Your van is weeping like it's some kind of psychotic religious experience.
But
it's like it's flowing tears out of it or something. I don't know what's going on. You sure you didn't put Zep wax on this?
No.
It's almost some religious transfiguration.
Mark Handler said this is a PG channel. Gerald, why don't you answer us, talk a little bit about Alexa? I'm a big fan of Alexa. Anybody want to hear about Alexa? Do you guys know who Alexa is? Let's talk about her. I think she's famous, right? She was on Jerry Springer, right? She's like a famous tea girl, Colombian girl, passable. Hey, Whiskey OG, I don't need to go to Mexico to get wet, Zia. Whiskey, if that's the case, brother, then I'm going to come up there to Reading and smoke a fat one and get me a BBW there in Reading, brother. But let's talk about what's her name? Alexa.
Weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I think it's
Weeping.
come on, Whiskey OG, you can't
Help this dread. I don't want to see you lose your channel.
he just talked about uncut. Whiskey OG talked about uncut, but Americans
It's weird. Your van is crying out there. I don't know. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Really?
It's weeping tears out there. I don't know what's going on. Might be the Ghent or whatever it is that you talk about. The Gen. Oh man. Oh. There's something weird going on with the van tonight. I don't know what it is. You're buffering. Yeah, I don't know. It's refresh your browser connection. Let me see what mine is. Hold on a minute. Let me refresh this. Seems okay. Refresh. Yeah, it's a little choppy. Yeah. YouTube is updating. Yeah, I think some channels are being taken out right now. Okay, there we go. No buffering here. Oh, okay. I don't know what's going on. But I know somebody texted me they're upset their channel's gone. I don't know what's going on. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm on hardwired, so thank you, Vicky. There's not much on the bar. There's some Woodford Reserve, some Jim Beam, some Four Roses, and some Devil's Cut, I think, over there. I hope the channel, Matt, travel channel. He was talking about taking care of the elderly. He's a man of it. I agree with that, Liberty. But there are a lot of family members right there in Chicago that are involved on a daily basis. I talk to them. If it was Juice, could you imagine if Juice ran YouTube? This person had just a streaming channel that got taken. We can get drunk together. Vicky, you don't even drink, do you? Vicky's such a tease. I'm not even supposed to be drinking on antibiotics and all that. I could drink a case and still be on my feet. There you go. Sorry, guys, I'm not being rude. Just somebody's having a meltdown. Nothing I can do about it. Sorry for stirring up Elvis. Which bottle behind you is a fifth of whiskey? Well, let's see what we got back here. You've got the Jim Beam Devil's Cut. We got the Woodford Reserve, $50 a bottle. The Terra forced me to Terra forced me to buy. I'm a bourbon drinker. I just enjoy bourbon. Elijah Craig, small batch. Yeah, my finger's throbbing from drinking.
Actually,
My favorite bourbon of all, Four Roses, which in the 1930s and 40s was the #1 bourbon in America, and for inexplicable reason they stopped making it and exported it to Japan and overseas.
So cheers and salute to you guys. I'm having a...
And of course Jim Beam, which is my favorite mass market bourbon. It's amazing to me the volume they produce that they still kick out a great product. Jim Beam.
Yeah, I wanted to
No,
say,
I'm always bourbon.
I wanted to say that the subject of marriage is very interesting that we brought it up. It's actually very interesting.
I need a beating.
I wanted to mention this real quick that when I first came on the internet, I used to go on a website called Assyrian Voice.
The alcohol content is about 40%, most of that stuff.
I used to come on this website called Assyrian Voice, Rosie.
Yes.
And I went to the Assyrian convention in 2000 in Chicago, and a woman came there from Australia, and her Assyrian husband got divorced because of Assyrian Voice. She met some other guy. Now, this is a very interesting subject in marriage that people brought up.
Who your sister?
No, an Assyrian. I met an Assyrian woman from Sydney, Australia.
Oh, okay.
Who came to Chicago in the year of 2000, and she got divorced because she found another man on the internet, on Assyrian Voice or whatever. Now let's talk about marriage divorce. Look at how many people just in YouTube in our community, content creators, that have got divorced. Sofa, Corey had problems.
Okay, a number of them have.
A number of them have, okay, that have gotten divorced, partly because of YouTube or whatever the deal is. It's usually content creators that were involved with YouTube and spend a lot of time on YouTube. And YouTube,
social media can be destructive.
cause their divorce, right? Yeah. Know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that most of the people in here that are talking and saying they got good marriages, none of them are content
I have not
creators
yet, Rodney.
or have a channel. YouTube hasn't adversely affected their marriage. But we see a lot of divorce, even here in our community. And maybe because of the cause of it is partly because YouTube, whatever the deal is. But a lot of people, men, women, that have got divorced, it's a normal thing. Divorce is happening all the time. Especially here on YouTube. Anybody who's a content creator, starting from Whiskey OG, he's in there, to a lot of other people in here. To a lot of other people in our community that got divorced. So,
yeah, I don't know why this is lagging. It's just been the nature of the last month. I guess I'm going to have to bite the bullet and get try a new router. I called Comcast Cable, and they, I don't know what's going on. Marshall came here, and it was like the Bermuda Triangle of electronic devices started failing. The heater failed in the Shine Shack. The lights failed in the Shine Shack. It's been nothing but trouble.
I thought about getting married when I was 18 years old. I was going to go to Lebanon and get a wife.
Janet Fields is the biggest troll on YouTube, okay? Bar none.
If I would get married, if I had a setup, a permanent setup at an RV park, and I had a place, I would get married, but I wouldn't marry an American woman. I would go to Lebanon, I go to the Middle East, and I get a woman from there. I get a woman that knows how to cook. That's very important. A woman that knows how to cook. I don't want to be with a woman that doesn't know how to cook, and I have to go out and eat. I would have to. It had to be a Middle Eastern woman that knows how to cook and stay at home and
I
cook.
know, Coach, it's lagging. I don't know whether it's on the YouTube side. There's YouTube's doing too many things at one time. They're taking stuff offline and trying to do things.
It's easy to get married in Lebanon. I can go to Lebanon, and there'll be women all over me wanting to get married. I can get a woman that's 20 years old, and 25 years old, and get married and bring her here.
Could
and
be
she would cook for
crusty.
me and take care of me and everything.
Are your sisters all married to Assyrians?
No, one of my oldest sister is married to a Polish guy. She's still married with him. My other sister married an Italian guy. They just got divorced. They got divorced, but they have a very good relation because they got two kids. So I got three sisters out of five. Three have been divorced. 3 out of 5, and two are married. So the divorce rate is even. And I've had uncles get divorced. Divorce is so prevalent in society. It's happening all the time, you know. So
I think it's a tough period for men and women right now for relationships. Or it's one of these crossroads in histories that there's a big redefining of power in the nation, and in the world.
yeah. So
Like I said, I think it's much more difficult to be a man now and negotiate and navigate. I think this is Exhibit A of that proof of what's going in the world today. That feeling of wanting to hold on to that alpha sensibility, which I'm not going to fault. Good night, Soggy Bottom Girls. I'm not going to fault. There's a level of honesty that I appreciate that Marshall speaks about, but it doesn't mean I agree with it, because I'm able to project down the road, because I have 22 years on him, 23 years on him. I've seen a lot more things going on. So
yeah, if I was gonna get married, if I was really gonna get married and get serious about it, I would get a woman. It'd have to be a woman from the Middle East, and they would have to know how to cook, and they would have to be old school.
Green
That would
Trail
be the
said,
only way.
Marshall, would your sisters help you if you had trouble like a blown engine or transmission? They have helped you before.
Yeah, they've helped me before. They've helped me before, but they have their own challenges in their lives, and they got their own responsibilities. But I think marriage is. You know what question you should ask people, Rosie?
Well, you
What
ask
is
them. They're right here.
what is the definition for everybody's an individual? What is the definition of marriage to you? And I bet you every person that's in there is going to have a different answer for you.
Most of them are going to say
Anybody,
a partnership.
a partner, everybody is going to have a different
I
answer.
think most people that get married today recognize more than ever the give and take that's required to succeed.
But marriage is a
the ability to push down your alpha self.
it's a
And to
financial
give.
contract, though. It's a
Well, you
it's
look
a
at things financially
yeah.
as
It's
if
a it is.
women need
If women
men.
don't sign a prenuptial,
Well,
it's
how
a
about men signing a prenup?
yeah. If when
You're
somebody
always putting it men, like men
anybody. So if because the court system, the our system or laws are geared towards women, you're going to have to pay a woman alimony, child support, take care of her. The courts are in favor of the women. A marriage, when we talk about two people living together, is a relationship.
No,
But a
I don't
marriage,
think he wants to get married.
a
Robson.
marriage is a legal binding contract, and if a woman or man doesn't sign a prenuptial, then that means they get half of what you own. It's a legal contract. A relationship is just two people living together, taking care of each other. Uh, I don't. So, how many women will sign a prenuptial, or men, vice versa? It's a legal. It's a legal. It gets into legality. It goes beyond emotional
Mrs.
support. It gets
Wombat.
into legality.
Mrs. Wombat said, "Living life with my best friend." There you go.
But how many women would sign a prenuptial? Not many, because a marriage it's like a business. It's
Well, how many people demand a prenuptial? Usually, most people that get married meet on equal terms, unless you're watching too much TMZ and other things. And
right.
Hollywood Reporter, Marshall. Most people meet on equivalent terms that kind of get married.
Okay, so
They tend to come from the same family
right,
sort of background, the same religion, maybe the same educational
okay,
background.
let me ask you this. What is the advantage of two people living together and supporting each other financially, or two people married? What's the advantage of, uh, in other words, of being married under law as opposed to just two people living together?
Well, maybe because there's having that bond of matrimony may be the thing that helps you get over some rocky hills and endure, whereas it's easy to walk away if there isn't
If there
that.
isn't that, okay.
Yeah, you know, and I would say that would be my number one response, that having the bonds of marriage, which are difficult to dissolve.
So you've been married, you've been divorced.
Yeah.
What's your advice? Should people get married or should people just
No,
live
I
with each
mean,
other? What's your advice?
I look at you and say you should never be married.
Okay.
But I do fear, in a sense, that you will never have that quality feeling of having really loved somebody, or having somebody
Okay.
that really loves you. Now, if you're fine
I don't
with
have to be, I
that,
can have a woman live with me. I can get
well,
my own place and have a woman move in with me.
yeah, that's fine.
What's the, in other words, for your opinion, not just for me, for the public, you've been married, you've been divorced. You're a married person and we're divorced. Should
He's
people,
drinking a Modelo
uh,
Negro.
what's your advice to people? Should people get married and live with each other, or just live with each other and not get married? What's
Well,
your opinion?
I look at you, and in a
Well,
sense,
not just me, the general
no,
public.
I'm just giving the span, the spectrum, and I look at you. And in a way, I'm glad that you don't allow yourself to be molded by normal society, in the
Right.
sense of, well, I better do this for my family, or they'll be disappointed that I don't carry on the tradition or whatever of the.
What's your advice to Whiskey OG? The show's not about me.
My
He's
advice
married. He's
to
married with
Whiskey
divorce.
OG
Should he get
is
married
this:
again,
never assume that
or
you're
should he move?
never plan for being married again,
Okay.
but plan to develop a huge network of friends and relationships, because they may be the things that carry you through. And then you probably will meet somebody, you will fall in love again, and you probably will get married. And then you will have the wife, and then you will have a huge pool of friends.
So you're
too.
telling me you should get married again?
I'm
What you're
saying don't plan your life as if you will,
Okay.
but I'm saying you probably will, and in which case it probably will be more successful the second time around. Number one, you've learned a lot about relationships, you've learned a lot about yourself, and you've learned a lot about what it takes to succeed in a relationship and what dooms it to fail. And that's my thinking about that. But for you, I admire the fact that you know yourself, you verbalize that, and you say it. Now, I can disagree with it. You allow me to have my opinion about things, right? I don't have to live it. I'll be gone when the consequences of your decision, good or bad, and they could be good. You could be very happy in life, and succeed very well. Uh, you know, we just don't know. You know, like
If
I said,
if I want to get married, I can go and get married. Go to Lebanon and get a wife and get married. There's many women are a dime a dozen in the Middle East, and they want to come over here, and I can get a beautiful 20-year-old woman that'll blow.
yeah, here it is. Olivia says, you know, you have someone has your back 100%. My husband has held my hair as I was sick from meds. He held the kidney stone strainer to see if they passed. He'd find ways to send me notes while on the road. Yeah, I mean that's incredibly powerful stuff that Olivia just put out there. I mean it's just amazing. Yeah, it's like Dawn says, please don't get married, Marshall. Listen to yourself. So I mean I said kind of jokingly before, you're kind of sparing the women population of this, somebody of having this, you know. And
If
I
I
kind of
want to
like
get,
that. I got to be honest on a philosophical level, and I have to be honest too. And I'm just feeling like, okay, you're not going to expand the gene pool any, you know, and you'll live your life, and hopefully you'll be happy.
if I want to get
There
married,
we
I can
go.
go.
I would.
I got my CDL. I can go get a job right now making 30, 40,000 dollars a year or more. I can go get my own place and go get a wife and have a kid if I want to. If I want to, I can do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you
I
better
mean,
like them. Thank you, Green
so,
Trout. Love is very important, but you
but
better like them too.
but I
Exactly.
got to have the drive to do that. And to me, I don't have the drive to get married and have kids and raise a family, you have to have a drive behind it. It's not that I can't do it. I know I can do it if I really want to, but that's not my drive. Like everybody has a
Well, let
drive
me
in life.
address Krusty Panda here. He says, I'm more concerned that he wants to import more Muslims. I want to make this crystal clear. And Krusty Panda, I like you. Although a Marshall is of Iraqi descent, Assyria and the Chaldean community, far from being supporters of Muslim, and yes, they coexist with the Muslim religion and Islam and things like that. But this is a Christian, small but decimated, continuously being decimated group of Christians within the heart of Iraq. If anything, these are people that we should hold up as heroes of Christianity that are fighting for their very existence to continue to exist in Iraq. His family's the furthest thing from Muslims. You go up to Sterling Heights and you go to the Ishtar restaurant and places like that. You see all Chaldeans in those. You see bumper stickers that save Chaldean Christians and support fight against persecution and decimation and you know, even though he's Iraqi, he's the furthest thing from a Muslim that there could be out there.
It's just that to sacrifice for somebody to get married and have a wife or kids or just get married, you have to sacrifice and have responsibility. You have to give up your freedom.
And
you have to give
and
up.
there comes Kitten Cat.
You have to give up a lot of freedom to be in a relationship or to have a wife or to have a kid or to even have a pet, a dog. And so when you get the taste of freedom, you don't want to give that up because freedom is priceless.
Yeah, you have to be able to sponsor a wife from another country.
Yeah, you have to be able to financially sponsor her. Now, what I'm saying is that
could you do that in Lebanon today?
Well, yeah, the immigration, the government is going to say, can you support this person that you're going to bring to America? Do you have, they ask for your taxes, how much do you make? You have to be able to sponsor them to financially bring them here, not just marry them. So you got to be able to take care of them when they come over.
How's the track record on those kind of marriages?
My cousins that went to Lebanon and got married dozens of times. Women are a dime a dozen there. Women are a dime a dozen, and I can go to Jordan and get a woman that looks like she came out of a Penthouse magazine.
I'm gonna book tickets for us to Jordan. We're gonna take a flight to Amman, Jordan.
I want to go.
And we're gonna check it out. Okay,
I'm
gonna hit the ground.
I'm
gonna wear the whole covering.
This is my plan for 2020.
They can't tell what I am. Okay.
I'm gonna go to Lebanon in 2020.
All right, here we go.
And me and Rosie are gonna marry 2 sisters. And bring them here to the rancho. My uncles, did you know my uncles married 2 sisters? My uncles married 2 sisters.
Wonder why Jen might go to Germany.
Yeah, Rosie can marry. You can make her sign her prenuptial and bring her here to. But no, Rosie's not gonna. Rosie doesn't have. She has to get off the testosterone blocker and estrogen to do that. Without
he's waiting for a girl. He's waiting for me to ask the girl to give me a lap dance.
That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I was dying to see that, but she wouldn't do that. I'm like, I want to see her.
I think Penthouse is long gone, right? Penthouse didn't survive the internet and all that. I'd love to see him. I mean, I saw him interacting in his own community of Chaldean Christians up in there, and it was like the time in his life I saw him really lit up and proud of culture. And
right, it was
Rosie, look at that, the winged bull.
It was a very nice atmosphere in Sterling Heights. I felt really at home.
The winged bull.
Yeah, I felt good about it. But I think she needs to be exposed more to Middle Eastern culture. It's too much.
I've had more exposure than most of the people in the side chat here. True or not?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, she has. Yeah. She has. She knows how.
And I find that the women are very fine stock in the in that community. They were dressed to the nines. They were family women.
Right.
And but let me tell you this: anybody that thinks that the guys are alpha, The guys all get shipped off to the shopping mall during the day to hang out at the
And
shopping
Tim
mall
Hortons.
at Tim Hortons in Scarborough out there. And the women are all comfy at home doing their
Yeah.
thing. And when
Tea
they're
time.
out at restaurants and stuff like that, it's the men that are zip to lip and it's the women that are running the whole show on the table and things like that. It's pretty funny. Well, I guess we're gonna book a trip to the Middle East. You know,
I
check it out.
guarantee you, if Rosie went to the Middle East, I wouldn't doubt it that she might get married again.
Well, I
think it's
mean,
a high
I would
possibility.
be interested in seeing how. I'd be interested enough to see if your beliefs were shaken, the notions that you hold didn't pan out to be true or whatever.
What do you mean, like
You know, like it wasn't what you thought it would be over in the Middle East. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Middle East is an interesting place. There's a lot of variations in the Middle East. A lot of variations.
Well, I'm just saying, we'll see.
Sean Toner, if you say you were in the military and you're a military man and you're an alpha male, you know how many military alpha males married Assyrian women in Iraq and in the Philippines and in
How am I
Thailand?
doing?
How many
There we go.
military marriages are out there that men go out and get these women from different countries? These are
Lots.
alpha males.
Philippines, all kinds of places.
All kinds of places, right? That are brought him here.
Yeah.
Look at Trump. Look at Trump. Look at where his wife is from.
Who, Ivanka?
Yeah.
No, the second one.
He's an alpha male. Yeah, he's an alpha male. That's why
Oh, thank you, Tammy. Love you, honey.
American men in the military have married outside of this country all the time. You know, Middle Eastern women are beautiful.
I wouldn't be concerned. I mean, I would have a full burqa and all that on.
If I wanted
Travel.
a companion, if I wanted to live stages,
I couldn't even show a little bit of leg. You know, when I'm over. You imagine me holding a selfie stick with a burqa.
The funniest thing that Rosie did was we're sitting at Ishtar restaurant and we're sitting on a bench. I'm sitting on a bench. There's an Iraqi family to my left here, and there's an Iraqi family to my right. And right next to Rosie was a really good-looking 20-year-old Chaldean girl. And Rosie's sitting there, you know, with her camera and everything, being Rosie, you know, Rosie O'Kelly. And she's sitting so close to this girl, her thigh is sitting on the girl's thigh. And then she bumps into the girl. And the whole family looks like, who is this freak, man? And I'm like, Rosie.
I was one of the best dressed persons in that play. Are you kidding me? Freak.
And then I said, no, but they looked at you like, because you're sitting so close to her.
Well, they were sitting close to me too.
And then you bumped to her. I'm like, look, and then they just kind of looked at her.
Oh, I touched her thigh. Oh, forgive me.
Something like that, yeah. And then,
oh my
and
God.
she's got her camera and everything, and that was kind of funny.
Yeah, there you go, green trout.
That was kind of funny.
No, I would fully burqa up over there. You know, I'd be like the whole deal.
In Lebanon, they don't wear burqas in Christian towns. They don't. Christians and Muslims are separate.
I'm talking about when we make our way across to the Syrian and Iraqi borders.
Oh, the borders.
Yeah. And into Afghanistan.
In Kurdistan, Kurdistan is a. Kurdistan is really sick. Kurdistan is. I just saw a guy went to Kurdistan and he went to.
I don't care about Kurdistan. Istanbul, I would like, but not Kurdistan. You know,
well,
they'd make you wear a burqa. That is pretty funny. You know. Good night, Yova. Thanks for coming on.
Kit and Kat, I am an alpha because you're not.
That's
you're
it,
on my channel.
Kim. I'm only on for a couple more minutes, honey. Thank you. I can take it from here. I think I've got my girl in OKC is on here, so I'm only on for a couple more minutes. So, pretty funny. I'd call this bluff. I know people would sponsor us to travel. I know people that would drop the money tomorrow to travel to the Middle East. Are you kidding me? They would back that to the hilt to go over there.
Yeah,
But I just think he would be surprised at the end of it all, how it all turned out after a month in Lebanon or whatever and traveling.
I've heard a lot about
Maybe he'd be
Lebanon.
happy, maybe he wouldn't. I don't know.
I know a lot about Lebanon. I've
You
heard a
know,
lot about it from my family.
Beirut is a very advanced westernized
Yeah.
city on there. So, okay, good night, Kim. Thank you, sweetie pie.
Beirut is supposed to be pretty cool.
Yeah, Beirut's a very modern
Yeah.
city. Of course, it had its strife in the past, but that was in the 70s. Instantly is, what is that? Oh yeah, of course, Istanbul is Constantinople. That was where the Eastern Roman Catholic Church fell, and the Pope in Rome just sat there and twiddled his thumbs while that was going down. What was the question? I'm not running a block, Kitten Cat, but I'm not compelled to ever answer every question that you ask on the side chat. Let's see. Vicky said, "My husband says men who say they are alpha are not." Good night, Jamie. I don't know. I hear conflicting. I'd love to. I'd love to go to the Middle East with Marshall. I'd love to go from Turkey to Beirut and all, just to check it out. Yeah, go to Somalia for a wife. You know.
I want to go.
Mogadishu.
I want to go to Jordan. I've heard my Syrian friend told me that they have very good food.
Jordan.
Yeah. Jordanese people are very down to earth. They have great food. The women are beautiful, and it's a kind of a poverty-stricken country, and women are looking to get married over there.
We've got our
Jordan.
passports.
I want to go to Jordan.
There we go.
I want to go to Lebanon. I want to go to Iraq. I want to go to Morocco. Morocco is known for brothels.
Well, I'm not traveling with the sex tour. I can whistle.
Turkey.
I can whistle and get laid.
Turkey is a very interesting place because Turkey is where East and West meet. I don't know a lot about
Kid
Turkey.
Cat. I know some people on my channel that would drop the money on that in a heartbeat to see that. I'm not saying it's going to happen, Kid Cat. Mark Handler was stationed in Turkey for 15 months.
Oh, he knows a lot about Turkey?
He knows a lot about Turkey.
Okay,
yeah.
That'd be somebody. I don't know a lot about Turkey.
Yeah, I could hide the camera and selfie stick under the burqa. A man would not dare violate the burqa either.
Lebanon is, I've heard about it from my family a lot. They go to Lebanon.
Lebanon is the western part of the Middle East, okay? It's a westernized country, Lebanon. Israel's the same way. Israel's very liberal, very insanely liberal over there. Yeah, Turkey is the Bosphorus Straits, or east and west. It's the divider between Europe and Asia is right there. Yeah, I'll come back to Jingle. Wherever you are, Whiskey, I will be there.
Rosie,
we will park my van next to your RV. We'll rub up against each other. How about that?
Rosie, you never talked about...
He was born in Arkansas or Chicago. I don't know where in the hell he's from.
You never talk about Spain, Rosie.
No, I'm not down with that, Kitten Cat. But if people step forward and say they want to do that, what am I going to do? Refer them to you? I mean, I don't know what to do. You know, the bottom line is 90% chance it doesn't happen, Kitten Cat. We're just kind of speculating here.
I want to say that I have a Jordan woman in New York. I don't think he has a restaurant aside on Food Network.
Okay, thank you, Katie. I would appreciate that. When was the last time I was in China? I don't want to disclose that information because I'm back and forth a bit. So.
Oh.
Nothing nefarious. I'm just saying, there's certain parts of my life I just don't disclose. You know. Good night, Christina. Have a wonderful Monday. Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Can you see Sherry Anna? I can't see. I got to go through tomorrow my block list. If Sherry Anna could please send me a Gmail, I can make it like new@gmail.com. Anybody gets blocked, send me a Gmail. Give me a link to your channel so I can unblock you. Were you born in the States or Iraq?
I was born in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas. Certified hillbilly. All right, guys. Any last words for?
Yeah, I'm surprised Rosie's shutting this chat down so early today. But
well, I've worked hard. I've got up a lot earlier than you did today. Okay, I mean that's for
Right.
darn sure.
Oh,
So
there's Rory. Yeah, I just want
yeah,
to say that
Rory. Oh,
we
you
had.
can see the sack.
I just want to say we had an interesting.
Rory's a
Uh,
sack checker.
we had
You got fact checkers and you got sack checkers.
yeah. I just want to say that we had an interesting conversation on marriage today.
Ang Lee,
Uh,
yes, of course. Ang
I,
Lee is very
I think
famous.
I think we need to
Good
get
night, Ginger.
I think we need to get into the subject more about marriage. What is the definition of marriage to everybody? Why are people married? Why do they stay married? Why do you like
Right,
to be married?
Marshall, right now you're like, as the Chinese would say,
Yeah.
you're like a frog in a well.
Right.
You're a frog at the bottom of the well. Now,
Mhm.
the frog at the bottom of the well, what is his world? It's what he can see at the top of the well. That's the only world he knows. Okay. As with most Chinese proverbs, there's an incredible amount to chew on in that. The meaning is you only see one small part of the sky when you're at the bottom of the well. There's a whole big gigantic world out there. The things that you assume about Lebanon may or may not in fact be true in 2019. But the
Yeah.
way to know is you go and you check it out and you experience that. You take a
Right.
place in Beirut for a month and you see what it's like.
See what
You
it's
know,
like. Right.
you experience the food scene and all that. So, good night, Golden State. I don't know, Kitten Cat. I'm loaded with Chinese proverbs and stuff. You can't spend 5 years in China without picking up that crap over there. So, anyway, guys, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the frog in the well. The only thing he sees is the sky above the well right there. That's it. That's the ultimate frog. And if I had my good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.